What an incredible Friday night at the Yard. It's Hawaiian Shirt Night. Why not have a celebration, celebrate the islands at the Big A? It's the Angels going toe-to-toe with the Orioles. We're hanging out with you on Gooby Beach. Trust me, you'll see in just a minute on Bally Sports. And here we are. A great holiday weekend, one and all. He's Mark Gubiza. My name is Darren Sutton. Welcome back to the beach, but the ballpark. You like this?
Yes, it's a fantastic look. You never look better, by the way.
You believe that?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know that I believe that. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to talk about both All-Stars for this club. Mike Trout, obviously, you hope he's able to enjoy it. It's 9 consecutive. He won't play in the game. And for Shohei Ohtani, it's very special, his first. Let's start with Mike, though.
Yeah, Mike Trout, he had a great start to the season, probably the best start he's ever had. 9th selection, all-time record for the Halos as far as the All-Star game. That is a 2.0 WAR. Still, fantastic start he had. You love to see him in the game, but obviously that's not going to be the case. But Mike Trout deserves always be mentioned as far as All-Star starters because he's that good of a player.
Shohei was saying, I don't know if I'll reach out to find out what my role will be. I'll let the Angels do that for me. He may pitch and hit.
Well, the way he's been swinging the bat right now, leads the league in home runs, triples, by the way, slugging percentage. He's second in OPS and extra base hits, 11 stolen bases. Yeah, he's the 3-1 mark on the mound, too. So Shohei Ohtani's been unbelievable. His first All-Star selection, it's going to be a lot of fun. Believe me, when you get to the All-Star game, there's nothing better than being around all the star players.
That was excellent. We have one more that we need to talk about. We've got to get Jared Walsh to the All-Star game. And with a little bit more on that, let's go to the third member of our broadcast team. Has it ever been more appropriate to say, let's go to Moda Island?
Hey, Darren, thanks, by the way. You thought the Moda Island thing was a joke? Well, it's not. And you know what's not a joke either? Jared Walsh. Yes, well said. This guy has checked every single box to be an All-Star and to be in Denver next to Shohei Ohtani and to Mike Trout. But let's take a look at what he's done in every single one of these departments and why he's so good. First of all, he's able to drive the ball to every part of the field. He's clutch with men on base. He gets his walks, and he handles lefties better than he did early in his career. I love the fact that he has put up with a whole lot in his career to get to this point. Even a year ago, who thought where his career was going to go? Darren, by the way, did I ever tell you that I love island life? Salud, amigo. The heck?
All right, Moda Island back to Gooby Beach. We're going to get things going. It's the Baltimore Orioles in town. They don't know what they're in for against these Angels, and we're going to have a really good time bringing the ballpark to you. Hey, enjoy your weekend. This is a great way to start. Cheers to all of you. Mahalo.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther, and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions, only on MLB Network.
Mike Trout, people know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Pardon the interruption to your scheduled content. I've been asked to apologize for changing the game. Apparently, I've been breaking the unwritten rules of baseball. I'm sorry if things got too exciting, and this isn't the game that you remember. But here's the thing. We're never going back.
Rated E for everyone.
then you slide right out of town. Washed out yesterday, back to work today. The Angels become the first team in the modern era to allow a 7 spot in the first, then score 7 in the 9th to win a game. However you've got to do it, they did it. And the Angels tonight with the Orioles, who obviously with some uniquely talented, very young players, will have their hands full. They'll do so behind Griffin Canning, who goes to work, his 13th start of the year, 14th overall appearance. Griffin right now pitching to a 4.95 ERA. Here is who he will face. One of those young talented athletes we're talking about is that man. In all likelihood, an all-star through and through once it's all said and done. Cedric Mullins having an incredible year. More on him. Austin Hayes, the great story of Trey Mancini, and the power. Young Ryan Mountcastle, been watching him for many, many years. Anthony Santander is the right fielder. Pedro Severino is the catcher. Domingo Leyba at third. Ramon Urias is the shortstop. Pat Valleca is the second baseman, the one-time Colorado Rocky. Those are the 9 going toe-to-toe with Griffin Canning.
Canning fastball 92-96, about 40% fastball usage, slider, changeup, and curveball. My go-tos for Griffin to have a good game against this young, powerful lineup for Baltimore is really you got to have that glove side fastball slider combo. 49 strikeouts with that. That's on that glove side, and then control the strike zone throughout. When he's ahead of the count 0-1, it's a 193 batting average, 598 OPS. When it's a 1-0 count to start with, though, that OPS goes over 1,016.
Defensively working behind Griffin Canning, and when he's right, he's in the air, so be aware if you're Goose or Lagares or Taylor Ward out there. But Rendon, Iglesias, Fletcher, and Walsh will anchor things on the infield for the Halos. Max Stassi struggling a little bit just recently with the bat in his hands, but having an incredible season overall offensively. He catches Canning.
Speaking of outfielder, Taylor Ward, last 2 seasons in the outfield, 44 games at home has been really, really good. 1 outfield assist, no errors. 2 errors on the road in 40 games with 1 assist. One of those tough games he had down in Tampa at the Trop. Other than that, he's been very solid. Loves playing right field here at the Big A.
Something interesting, Gooby, with Canning. Love your thoughts. Kansas City, 6 innings, 1 run, 3 starts ago. At Oakland, 5 innings, 2 runs. So that was 2 starts ago. At Tampa, 5 innings, 2 earned runs. He's pitched a lot better of late. Why?
Yeah, because he's been able to attack the strike zone. And when he uses his fastball more, he gets into that position where that changeup usage has gone up. His slider usage has gone down a bit, using his curveball more. But I love his fact that he's trusting his fastball.
And it's a good one. I mean, this is a lively fastball, certainly. A guy who, as we've watched, is so athletic, yet slide in frame. But with that frame comes at you, explodes to the plate. Big shift defensively for Cedric Mullins to start it. Rendon is on the grass, and we are underway. First pitch, fastball is high. Well, we're glad to have you with us tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, by the way, watching Cedric Mullins play. I mean, he is a special talent. This is going to be a challenge here for Griffin Canning going against him.
Slightly open stance, played collegiately, and was an outstanding high school player in Georgia. As the count is 2-0 on Cedric. Where do we start? I mean, a 391 on base. He leads the American League in hits. In a time where we don't really talk about leading the league in hits, it's important to point out 99 hits for this young man. Since June 1st, that's the interesting thing about it. You thought, okay, flash in the pan, maybe he quiets down. That's what he did. Obviously, Shohei, we know what the player of the month did. Some pretty good company. And Anthony Rendon, we told you he was on the grass for a reason.
Well, he made a lot of outstanding plays. When you go back to that victory in New York, that comeback victory, there was about 3 or 4 plays during the course of that game where Anthony Rendon made some outstanding plays at third base going to the backhand. This time he's got to go glove side, dives out, knowing how quick Mullins get down the line. He's got 15 stolen bases, a good guy to keep off the bases. Showing that range for Rendon. And that's a time where he's been diving. That's where he's hurt that shoulder with a dive on an extension like that. Was a real good play by Anthony Rendon.
Mullins, a very dangerous hitter. He didn't get behind in the count, but still a great hitter with 2 strikes on him. One of the better hitters in the game. Austin Hayes now looks at a breaking ball that misses outside. The slider will be in the high 80s. The curveball will be down into the low 80s. That was a classic curveball there. Only throws about 10% of those in an average night. But it gets a bunch of swings and misses, that curveball. Hayes ready to roll. Pops that one back of the second base bag. Shallow center field where David Fletcher sticks with it.
Haven't seen it quite yet, but this Baltimore lineup, they are usually really, really aggressive on the first pitch with some pretty good numbers.
Notre Dame alum Trey Mancini. 14 home runs on the year. Slugging .450 on the season as well. And he looks at a slider that misses outside. Clean first is important for every pitcher, end of story, but he has allowed, gosh, half of his runs in the first. That's crazy, that graphic.
And usually a lot of pitches, a lot of traffic in the first inning.
How about that slider? It almost turned over. He got so far on top of it. Outstanding pitch.
And a little bit slower as far as velocity. Usually it's around 90-91. That's an effective drop in the pitch for him.
Fastball, fly ball, center field. It's belted. That one will sail away. Big power for Mancini. Will be on display Midsummer Classic as well, but that's 15 home runs on the year. Baltimore leads it 1-0.
That's 13 home runs allowed by Griffin Canning, his 10th versus right-handed batters.
He did the right thing. He didn't try and pull it.
This is right down the heart at 94. And it's a warm day. Boy, just a short stride and through the baseball. Mancini, what a story he is, showing power. 15 home runs, 53 RBIs.
Winning that battle with colon cancer and coming all the way back. He'll be a part of the fun with Shohei in the home run derby. And gosh, I guess you can see why with that power there. That power plays, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially when you can hit the ball to the right. You hit the ball to center, and then you could occasionally pull some off-speed pitches. I always remember hit the ball well to right center in their yard.
Ryan Mountcastle has that one buried in, just 24 years old. And obviously no one out on the base pad, so to drive in a run now, he'd have to get it over the boards. But this is one of the bigger RBI men in the game with 2 outs. To me, when I'm looking at a counting stat and I hear that, that's a real compliment that you're plating runs with 2 outs. That says something about your approach.
Yeah, .468 slugging percentage this year, so good power. 28 extra base hits.
For Mancini, 451 feet, his longest blast of the season. Look, you get it up on that batter's eye, and I mean above the beautiful shrubs in center field, up onto that sloped hill. You've crushed it. As Ryan rolls that one foul. Haggerty High School, Florida's Haggerty High School in the Orlando area. Baltimore's first-round pick in 2015. Last year got Rookie of the Year votes, and deservedly so. Had in the shortened season an .878 OPS. Let's get the youthful face, doesn't he, folks? Spoiled the slider.
Good slider there. The more consistent downward tilt on that one as compared to that backup kind of slider. He's thrown a couple already in this inning for Griffin.
Things going well of late for Mountcastle. At bats getting longer. That way toward the right field corner. Tracking just shy of the warning track and putting it away is Ward. Trey Mancini strikes first.
Nerds. Oh, thanks. Let's go, Akin.
No, I got it.
Sweet unholy cobalt. Is Brad's card better than mine? Better sign-up bonus? Better travel perks? Is that how Brad took that trip to Barcelona? Wait, Barcelona? Barcelona?
Steve, I got it on NerdWallet.
Ah. You said all that out loud.
Want a better credit card? We've got you. From the best rates to the best rewards, for all your credit card questions, turn to the nerds.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch, organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Without Jay up, I still like Fletcher going at the top. I put Fletcher back up there. The other day we put him down for a variety of different reasons, but he's in the one hole playing second. Shohei's DHing. Anthony back in the 3-0 at third base. Walsh hitting fourth against the lefty. Not because he hit the home run only against Chapman, but this guy here today could have a little bit reverse in him, where he can be better against righties than lefties. The Goose is loose in the 5-0. Gosselin playing left. And we got Max, TTC, the toy cannon, hitting sixth and catching TTC. I almost screwed that up. Iglesias playing short, batting seventh, and T. Ward, T-Dub, right field 8, and Lagares. I mean, Juan is really improving a lot of his offensive game. This guy comes to play every night. I love him for that. Hitting ninth, and of course, Griff Cannon's going to pitch.
All I heard was wah, 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 wah. Amongst the Goose is loose.
The Goose is loose.
Keegan Akin is on the mound for Baltimore. Way to go, Joe. Fletcher, Ohtani, Rendon to face Keegan Akin. Second round pick about 5 years ago out of Western Michigan, where he was a heck of a pitcher in the Mid-American Conference. And away we go to Fletch, 1-0 the count.
His fastball, you see 90-95, about 58% between his two-seam, four-seam, changeup, slider, curveball, go-tos, power those secondary pitches, and turn on that fastball inside.
Fletch unable to do it that time, but that was out over the plate. Popped up right side. That's Mountcastle, the first baseman. And here's Shohei. He's an all-star. He's slugging .685. 28 home runs on the year. He is clearly beloved, not just in this ballpark, but at ballparks around the country. We're seeing that more and more. Ohtani in on the hands. Good pitch. It's tough to do that with Shohei. He has an ability to open up early, get those hands extended tight, and he waves off the bat boy and picks up his own bat. There he is again, the kindness of Ohtani.
Yeah, the gentleman, and this is a fastball that's supposed to be away and ended up being about a foot off the inside corner at 92. Ken has had a tough time making that with left-handed batters. 348, a couple home runs. So the power numbers have been there. He also gets some strikeouts against lefties.
Anthony Rendon. Well, we've seen with Anthony a little bit of a warming front for him. Starting to heat up. Obviously, the glove has been a part of that, too. It's been fun to see what he's done, as Gooby said. But in his last 4 games, we'll just keep it simple. 4 games, 4 hits, 7 walks. That's 11 times on base for Rendon. When you start seeing those walks stack up, confidence grows, and you hope it's a great July.
And it's also difficult that first time through a lineup here when you haven't seen a pitcher before. You could see Rendon. He's trying to track some pitches. Ohtani was up aggressive, thinking that pitch was going to be away, but ended up running inside on him. Ideally, as a hitter, you want to see a few pitches. He hasn't thrown a whole lot in this inning. Just 6 total pitches thrown.
Since 2019, with 2 strikes, Anthony has an on-base percentage of .354. That's over the last 2+ seasons. .354, 2 strikes. That's #1 in baseball. Doesn't panic, in other words, with 2 strikes. And now he has the count in his favor.
Yeah, just like that, it's a 3-2 count. It started out 0-2. About 53% of the time, he will throw something secondary, not necessarily going to be a fastball here.
Rendon lifts that one left center field toward the alley, toward the wall. It's off the wall. It slips right on by. Nice play by Hayes, backing it up. Rendon with yet another double. That's his specialty, 13 on the year.
Tony, 2 bags with a double, and he went with a fastball there, and he paid the price. A line shot by Anthony Rendon. Middle in, and he turns on it at 92. 5 home runs versus right-handed batter. Just missed being number 6. That's a great job, you mentioned, by Hayes backing up. Otherwise, that's an easy triple.
Hey, you almost have that played to where Urias would have to go out and get it.
Yep.
If he didn't back that one up, the shortstop. Cedric got tied up on that warning track against the wall. Walsh takes a pitch. What, pretty good pitch, but it's called a ball. Stabbed at by Severino. So a break there for Jared. What a year he is having with 20 home runs on the year, slugging .568.
It was really interesting to see what Joe Madden said about having Walsh in the 4th spot today. It wasn't because of the home run he hit against Chapman. He felt that the numbers speak better for him, lefty versus lefty here. Akin on the mound, and how he has struggled for the most part against left-handed batters.
Yeah, lefties, as you say, have huge numbers against this southpaw. 392 on base, 543 slug, as that one misses outside. Very, very unfavorable.
It's really surprising. That batting average allowed it for its OPS at 936. Lefty versus lefty, I think it was just the opposite.
Hits it hard, played on a backhand by Mountcastle. Right-handed throwing first baseman trots to the bag. And we've played one. Baltimore leads it 1-0.
Sometimes you want the adventure, but sometimes you want the shortcut. With Home Chef Fast and Fresh, all you need is a microwave or oven. And just enough time to heat, eat, and repeat. Who said food can't be fast and home-cooked? Probably someone who never tried Fast and Fresh. Effortlessly create home-cooked meals like a pro, with no prep and no mess. Delicious, meat simple. Get $80 off your first month at homechef.com.
This is my first time trying on glasses at home.
So cute! 5 different frames from Warby Parker.
Oh, this one's better.
Ooh. Ah. Hey.
The virtual try-on is perfect. Like, they look like they're on my face. Like, look at this. Just swipe and switch.
These are definitely a keeper.
I think these out of one. Ooh, these look good.
That was so easy. They make it so fun and fabulous.
Griffin Canning, proud of those strikeouts per 9 and the walks 3.9. That's something he would like to minimize. That overall, yes, the slugging against him from the right-hander was quite high for the season, but last 3 games, Darren, as you were talking to Gooby about this, 335 only in the slugging from righties. And hopefully, you know what, not as rough a first inning. Maybe that's an indication that the last 3 starts, 16 innings and 2/3, only 1 home run allowed, 6 walks, and it seems like he's turning the corner.
Anthony Santander goes to work. Jose, you've seen him at his very best as that fastball is strike 1. What are some of the characteristics from your eyes when he's at his very best?
Fastballs to righties off the plate, so they have to respect that slider swiping away, and then the changeup to the lefties. Gooby, you know that too. You know, there's a couple of years ago we're talking about his splits, and lefties, he was unhittable, all because he could neutralize with backdoor breaking ball, but mainly with that changeup.
Yeah, his changeup was really, really good. That fade action to it. It's like that one, but he's got to get a little bit closer to the strike zone to get a swing at it, though.
By the way, Darren, off the reef here, the coral reef, it's just beautiful. It's wonderful. If I don't answer at some point, I'm quite busy here with a fish.
Well done, by the way. You crushed the open. Santander takes a good fastball. I don't see him throw that too much. That's a nice little comebacker.
Yeah, it's usually a four-seam fastball for Canning.
Anthony with 5 home runs on the year.
Let's take a look at our StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, and what Griffin Canning throws in the pitch usage. Four-seam fastball at 40%, slider just about 28%, changeup 22%, curveball 11%, occasional cutter too. But you see that rise in his four-seam fastball and the downward tilt to his slider. Love to see him throw his curveball a little bit more too, because that gives him a little more of an off-speed pitch, because everything else is pretty similar in speeds between a slider, fastball, changeup. It's going to be 88 to 95 ranges. Curveball though is going to be in the lower to mid 80s.
Anthony, a notorious bad ball hitter. Do damage on pitches out of the zone. As a matter of fact, he slugs over 350 pitches out of the zone, and that's over the last couple of years one of the tops in the game. So just when you think you might get him to chase, he goes and gets it and does something with it.
When you talk damage, the outfielders are giving a lot of optimism now to the Orioles. You know, started with Mullins obviously, but Hayes, Mancini, Mountcastle, Santander, pretty much they think they're on their way to just becoming more mature big league hitters.
Look, it's a struggling year. I mean, the record's clear, guys. I mean, we can see that, but when you start filling in the lineup and you see how many homegrown players that they've drafted, and now, okay, we know we're not winning this year. Let's give you guys a chance. There's something encouraging about that.
And I've watched a number of games. There's a lot of fight in this team, and this lineup can put up some numbers quick on you. So you better make sure you hit your spots.
Like that. That's a good pitch in on the hands. Nice long at bat. He has had 10 plate appearances of 10 or more pitches since 2019. I mean, this is a guy that is not afraid to extend you, and it's frustrating for pitchers. You got him out front. There's that changeup. Iglesias was shifted around. Lagares says, I've got it. So as we get to know some of these new hitters, it's the pitching that has struggled for sure. You can see the run differential, the home runs allowed. That's a hitter-friendly ballpark they play in, by the way.
And that's something that, you know, with their young staff trying to get acclimated to the major league level, they haven't been consistent with their pitching. But I'm telling you, on the offensive side, they're pretty strong. It's going to be a battle here all night long for Griffin Canning in the bullpen for the Angels against this lineup.
Anthony Rendon flips it on across the diamond.
Well, there's nothing better than a quick at bat after a long at bat. Second ground ball out, both hit to Anthony Rendon by Baltimore hitters.
What do you got for me, Gooby, on the Independence Day caps? I really like them.
I love them. It's a great look, especially works really well with the Angels red.
It's an outstanding look, and the O's wearing there. Oh, there you go. There's a good look. I'm looking forward to you picking one of those up for me.
I'm sorry. Did you say something, Darren? My mic wasn't working.
Our bits never get old, do they, folks? Just one dad joke after another. 1-0 the count to Domingo Leyba. 25 years young, out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. A couple of years ago with the Diamondbacks, in limited time, he did good things. That's a foul ball.
Yeah, you got to make sure you lay out on that one just in case it's down the line, and Walsh tried to get to that. By the way, Jared Walsh out again fielding ground balls. Early work today. Amazing. Every day he is out early. He is a run saver defensively at first base.
You know, Gooby, it started with Brian Butterfield, Mike Gallego kind of dictating what they wanted him to do. Now it's he telling them, this is what I like to work on, Instead of 30, let's do 15 and just get the quality out of the way. But he knows and understands how strong he is for the Angels defensively.
Same thing with Fletcher out there early, too. And when you're getting that work done, that way you have that right side of the infield covered so well. You know that left side is magical with Iglesias and Rendon, but two young players keep working at their craft, making better decisions defensively with the ground they cover on that right side of the infield, especially with Fletcher playing back so many different positions at second, sometimes playing a short right field.
You know, on that, Gooby, too, for Fletcher, and guys have to play that hole out there, it's like getting home. Let's find out how the grass is playing compared to when we left, which is a very important point for infielders. Make sure you're tracking everything down, see if there's any snaking around going on, if it's a little slower, a little faster, and also the lip, the cut.
And the one thing Jared does that would not show up on a lot of the advanced metrics defensively is help his infielders out. That soft glove, when you know you're in a bind, you know you're Rendon or Iglesias, you're in a bind, you've got to get rid of it. Just get it close and he'll make the play on it.
And also he knows when the throw is not there to get off the bag to prevent a throw getting away from and put somebody in scoring position. That's important as well for a first baseman.
You know, when I had the opportunity to be on the other side watching Jared Walsh, guys, I mean, the amount of short sprints that he has to take, playing off the bag, playing back, playing in, it's just unreal. I mean, the quick burst first step and how fast he is and how fluid he is with his steps to find the bag. It's a workout out there every single day during the game.
Pretty good pitch. Missed down and in. Max tried to bring it back over the inside corner.
That might have been just below the strike zone. Yeah, just a little bit off the plate. Good pitch, though. Got half a baseball off the dish.
Breaking ball, drops his hands on it, drives that one to right, drives it on out of here. So Domingo Leyba, the second home run in as many innings. For Leyba, just his fourth hit in an Orioles uniform in a year that's been pretty tough. I mean, he was coming in hitting .077, first homer of the year.
That's 2 home runs now with 2 outs in an inning against Griffin Canning back in the first, now in the second. First home run of the season for him. It's a break a ball that stays down middle of the plate. He wanted to go back to a curveball. See that finger sticking up, that spike curveball by Canning.
Ramon Odious takes a pitch that hits the outside corner one more time.
This is a lot of pitches he saw that at bat. He fouled off some tough ones. Finally got one that he felt he was going to make a good pass at, and he lifted it out.
There's quite a bit going on in his approach with regard to his timing mechanism and the toe tap that is a part of his approach. It felt like in that perfect matchup for Leyba that the curveball was exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, that's a pitch he can lift in the air, and that's exactly what he did. That went a long way.
That one lifted left field. The Goose, a little mini leap, puts it away. 2-0. Time for the Halos to get to work.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions, only on MLB Network.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
It's our time of this contest and the broadcast that we love introducing you to one of the favorite players on this show, the Goose. Highest opponent's average against left-handed pitching, and this is one of the reasons why. Those are real numbers, folks. Look at the group he's partying with, by the way. That's crazy. He has been a wonderful role player for this team. Talk about a good find and the right fit in the year in which this team tries to hang around 500 till Mike Trout gets back. But first pitch swinging, a fastball, a little bit too much for him at 91 miles an hour as he drives that one into center field. Goslin has erased Jose. It's been a breath of fresh air. Obviously, he's a veteran of many seasons, always a role player, but his role has been a big one here.
Key words: veteran, role player, role. Yes, he understands what it takes. He gets ready for this. And you know who was a big influence in convincing Joe Madden to bring him over? Larry Bowa. Had the report from Philly, Gooby. Mr. Bowa.
Well, he can crush the baseball. Even a right-handed pitcher we saw in Yankee Stadium for the Goose going right center. He knows his role. He's always ready and prepared, working hard before the games in case the manager puts him in that lineup.
And there's one thing too, players like this unfortunately are kind of disappearing, where you have younger players taking bench roles, but to win you need veteran seasoned players that know the role and are not going to panic when they don't play for 10 days.
A couple of days ago, the Goose, oh, he was spreading his wings. He was flying up above the Empire State Building.
Yeah, that was a pitch down against Herman, going right center, spreading those wings. Third home run, first versus right-handed batters. Anthony Rendon having a good time with him.
Wow, did you hear those Yankees fans? They're all saying Goose, Goose.
It wasn't Lou Pinella, it was Goose, or Goose Gossage.
I'm going to guess it was Boo, right, folks? What do you folks think at home?
Goose.
That's the ultimate compliment. 2-2 the Max Stassi. Max a line drive base hit. It's a nice aggressive turn, makes him hurry it back in.
There's some pretty good arms in the outfield for Baltimore. Hayes a good arm. He's got 4 assists. Mullins 4 assists. Santana with 1 assist. So there's some good arms. It's very difficult to take that extra base unless they're going right to left. Stassi was thinking he had a chance at a double out of the batter's box, but Hayes got to this baseball. 2 nice defensive plays in the game by Hayes today already. Slams on the brakes. Stassi's got to dive back. Now you can see how strong that arm is. That's usually, you don't see that a whole lot as a left fielder with an arm like that.
Iglesias takes strike 1. Jose, his last 20 games, he's got 23 hits, and 7 of them are extra base hits, slugging about .415 in that time. And he flexed in the Yankees series, had a huge series in New York, 7 hits, double homer.
Now he likes New York. He likes Yankee pitching. See if he can continue it against another AL East team. Well, he was trying to tie the game up.
That swing right there, that's what he did for the Orioles a lot last season, slugging over .550.
He does give that one a ride toward the corner. It goes by. Home run number 7 for Iglesias.
Iggy getting Iggy with it, ties it up against his former team, showing the power. 7th home run, 26 RBIs. Iglesias flexing the power, tying it up just like that. 3 home runs already hit in the game here tonight. Saw some home runs in New York. Seeing some here at the Big A also. Oh, down and in slider. 6th home run allowed for Akin against right-handed batters.
It's funny. We get notes, and it doesn't mean you stop throwing a pitch, and we have a great research team, but we got a note today that since 2019 against left-handed pitching, he had swung and missed against any breaking ball from a lefty only 18% of the time. That's top 10 in the game in that time, Gooby, and yet there was a breaking ball from a lefty.
Yeah, and he went right down. It's surprising how hard he was able to hit that, because he's been hit a lot of pitches that have been elevated.
Hit hard into center field. Taylor with a base hit. Ward is on.
You're starting to see some pretty good swings now. Getting to see what he's throwing on the mound. Coming in the game, a 1.1605 whip, so he's averaging over a runner and a half per innings pitch. So there's a lot of traffic for this lefty. Already 2 singles, a double, a home run allowed in 2 innings.
Lagares, another one who has done damage against left-handed pitching. He got 13 hits against lefties this year, and they usually go for more than 1 base. I love that story, Jose, talking about role players, bench players, guys that, you know, they may play for a week straight, but then they may not play for a week. You know, it's all in your attitude and your experience.
But veterans get it. It's a little more difficult thing to do for a young hitter because you're just a little bit more antsy. As a veteran, you know exactly what it takes to be ready both physically and mentally.
You hear the argument every spring from every camp saying, well, we want to take this kid, but we don't want him to sit and watch and wait. I think baseball overall just needs to do a better job, you know, balancing the books and having more guys like Lagares, like a Gosselin, because Gooby, you know very well, you need those guys all the way through the postseason to get you there and to help you and keep those quality at bats and fill in positions when you need it most. When somebody goes down, somebody's always going to go down in a big season, long season.
1-2 the count. Down goes Lagares.
That's a pretty good changeup. You got him to chase that one.
Here's Fletch.
He's got a pretty good swing and miss whip rate on his changeup at 30.3% with his changeup. You got Lagares to chase that pitch out of the strike zone.
And when Gooby tells you that 30%, remember league average is about 24.5, so that's well above league average, getting that many swings and misses. Leadoff hitter tonight popped up to the right side back in the first inning. He's had a nice career against the O's in his 11th game now against them, as he serves one down below us.
Hyundai key for the game today, going a little Tony Braxton today. A little Maryland connection. Baltimore, let it flow. Let that offense flow. We saw tremendous swings in New York, especially the power. We're seeing it already here with 4 hits, 2 runs with a 2-run home run. Just let it flow as far as those consistent swings.
Well, that's a good key to the game. Look at David, just his unique approach, fearless in chasing pitches out of the zone. This is another one, by the way, that doesn't miss left-handed breaking balls, much like we told you about Iglesias and those numbers we were shared before the game. Fletcher right in that same amount in the last 2+ years, 8% swing and miss against breaking balls from lefties. The difference in he and Iglesias is that his number is the best in baseball. He just doesn't miss left-handed breaking balls. What a hitting streak it's been for him, huh?
Imagine he's going to try to sneak a fastball up, which is going to play right into the swing of Fletch.
Into the screen it goes. That hitting streak, as we shared on the graphic, I mean, it's one of those big ones. When you reach 27 times during a 15-game hitting streak, and you're resting well. When you lay your head down on the pillow each night, you just kind of exhale. Ah, today was another good day.
Got a little ice cube there.
Just thinking out loud.
Yeah, there you go.
You say something? 0-2 the count, a little throw to first. At some point, I'd love to share a fun story I think you and Jose would appreciate later on about a veteran, role player, bench player, earlier in my career as a broadcaster.
Yes, bring it.
And he was the perfect guy with a wonderful anecdotal story. Fletch shoots that one foul up over Moda Island down there.
Well, you elevated the pitch against Fletch. It's never a wise decision. That baseball is always going to be covered by Fletch upstairs. A better shot, and maybe if you try to get him to chase something off speed out of the strike zone and low.
By the way, Stealthy Fletch Gooby, Darren approves of our shirts for the TV show today.
He did.
Yes, he did.
He's probably asking for an extra one himself.
Boy, he'd look good in one of those.
Not a 2XL though.
I mean, could you imagine Fletch, at your local mall, walking around with this shirt on? He'd look great.
Well, I can envision you doing that, but maybe you guys can hang out at the mall together.
Well, just hit the mall tomorrow. You'll see me doing it.
Yes.
You don't have to imagine it.
A little later start tomorrow. It's at 7 o'clock, so you got plenty of time to cruise around the mall in your shirt.
Just tuck it in.
Well, I know you've already picked up my July 4th gift, so I've got to go get yours. Runner moves. Fletch over the top of that one. A changeup. Not a breaking ball, but a changeup. A rare strikeout of David Fletcher. That man ready for that breaking ball, and that ties it up at 2. Hawaiian shirt night.
Hey Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
Pardon the interruption to your scheduled content. I've been asked to apologize for changing the game. Apparently, I've been breaking the unwritten rules of baseball. I'm sorry if things got too exciting, and this isn't the game that you remember. But here's the thing. We're never going back.
Rated E for everyone.
Kevin Millar and Stephen Nelson promise to bring you all the fun from around the league.
Pinky promise. And these can't be broken.
Intentional Talk, only on MLB Network.
On a gorgeous night in Southern California, Jose Gubi and Sut, glad to have you spending time with us. Alex Curry as well, our opener and closer on our pre and post game programming. Hawaiian shirt night. Pat Valaika to lead it off, bottom of the order, then right back to the top for Baltimore. Fastball races over the outside corner. 0-1 the count to the 28-year-old UCLA alum.
Another one of those great high school players from Hart High School out in Santa Clarita.
Good curveball. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball, curveball, same exact spot.
It's the important thing with that glove side. Be consistent with it for Griffin.
Great shot.
Went back out there again. 1 out. Let's pause for a moment. This is a quick word from our good friends with Jack in the Box.
With triple the beef, triple the cheese, and triple the bacon. My $6.99 triple bacon cheesy Jack combo. Only at Jack in the Box.
Happy and blessed holiday weekend to all of you spending time with us. We trust that wherever you go, whatever you do, you're safe. Enjoy and celebrate the freedoms of our country and enjoy family, friends, and loved ones. The great story of Cedric Mullins. They got him the first time, and the breaking ball called high, maybe out. Well, that's a pretty good first pitch to Cedric.
That's a good changeup. Really good changeup to get him out in front. Not easy to do that when you throw a breaking ball followed with a changeup. Sometimes that gets their timing together. Out in front, fly ball out. Huge.
The interesting thing about it, Gooby, is his approach was pretty spot on, too. It was just a really effective spot for that pitch.
It had good towing action.
Isn't it funny when you can just watch a hitter and see that they're just flat locked in? He knew he had to swing. He let it travel deep. It was just a really good pitch.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from him all game long. If I'm going to show him a fastball, it's going to be off this for effect and then pitch away and force him to use the big part of the yard against you, because that's a good swing he has.
On the road trip that they are rolling on, that's Toronto and Buffalo and then Houston, it's 12 hits for Mullins. It's an OPS of nearly 1,200 on the current trip. 1-1 the count on Austin Hayes. Austin will be 26 on Monday. And Austin's on the move. Ward surrounds it, does a nice job. He'll throw behind him just in case. Just back in there. Great idea by Taylor Ward.
Yeah, he saw how far Hayes was rounding the base. He was thinking double, which you should when you hit a ball like that, but it was well played by Taylor Ward. Got behind the baseball. You know that strong throwing arm he has, and Walsh just take a long look in at the dugout to see if they would check this one. See how quickly he got behind the baseball on a quick throw. Looked like he got his hand in there. But the one thing, that dugout will recognize that strong throwing arm by Ward. That could come into play later on in the game when you try to take that extra base. And another 2-out situation here for Griffin Canning. 2 quick outs each inning, and then some traffic.
Second time through the order, the traffic becomes a little bit less for Canning this year. There's a little bit more damage. That slugging percentage goes up, but he's essentially a similar pitcher first and second time through. There are some differences, but they're not marked. They're not dramatic.
No. Really, second, third time through the line, very similar. It's all about having some quick, effective early innings for Griffin to allow him to get deeper in the game.
That's a changeup that dives low. Being a little bit more fearless in pitching to contact in his last couple of starts.
Yeah.
Hard hit percentage way down.
Yeah, I mean, he's already today, he's got 3 ground ball outs. Yeah, we always talk about strikeouts are great, swing and misses are great, but anytime you get an out, you get a better chance of getting deeper in the game, and that's when you pick up W's as a starter.
Hit hard, base hit left field.
Well, you got to finish off these innings, getting those quick outs, and then stress again, especially after your offense responds back and ties it up. Curveball that just stays middle. Mancini stayed back on that one very, very well.
Defeating stage 3 colon cancer, homering 35 times in 19. Mancini, he and Alonso, Ohtani, Trevor Story, all part of that home run derby. A lot of people. Salvador Perez announcing today. Look, a lot of people will cheer for Trey Mancini for what he's accomplished. Cancer has touched so many lives.
Anyway, big pitch here for Canning for a batter that's very aggressive on the first pitch.
Matt Wise doesn't like what he sees. He's going to come out with some guidance.
It's a good decision. I mean, this is a big game here, and you've already given up a couple home runs. Your teammates tie it up for you. You get 2 quick outs in the same scenario. Back again, trying to finish off an inning with no damage.
Spend Independence Day at the Big A. Your Angels taking on the Orioles at 1 o'clock. Visit angels.com/4th of July. Use the promo code July 4th again for half-price tickets. Use the promo code.
Is that half-price tickets?
Half-price tickets. What in the world? Why haven't you already done that? Watching this young man play since he was a travel ball player, and you knew his future was bright back then, as that one dives low to Ryan Mountcastle. But it's still one thing to see a talented high school or travel ball player and to project, but then to do it is another, and he's done it. He's here. That's a great shot, isn't it? Mike Trout just sponging, learning, listening. He's getting closer to coming back, and a lot of times we won't always see Mike in the dugout. His rehab will be done, and Hasn't always traveled with the team. Can't you smell him getting back, because he's right up against the game again.
Yeah, playing catch today. He's been taking some swings. Love the fact he's sitting there talking with Joe Madden.
Between he and Brian Butterfield, asking Brian questions, listening to Joe. That's high. It's ball 4. Gooby, here's what you're talking about. It was great to see him looking good. Something as simple as playing catch, getting closer.
And the big thing, there's no hesitation on the follow through or the throw with this calf. It's something you always want to keep an eye on. Is he favored any throws? Not at all. But just like that, Baltimore, I'll tell you what, their offense, they don't mess around. And Mike Trout knows a little bit about playing some defense against Baltimore. I still remember that play in Camden Yards where he went over the wall with Weaver on the mound.
That's an all-timer.
Oh, yes.
I mean, in the history of the game, all-timer. Helps the players amazing. Santander lines it into right field. More 2-out trouble for Canning. Boy, they're going to empty the bases. Fletch fires it home. 3-run score. Boy, it's hard to explain. You get to 2 outs and the wheels have come off for Griffin. 3 consecutive innings.
Especially when your offense is tied up. Aggressive swing. A lot of these hitters on the O's are aggressive. Santander rockets that one down in the corner. No chance to cut that one off, and all 3 runs scored. Just like that, down by 3. Have to play catch up again tonight.
Yeah, the reports coming out of Baltimore, guys, as I mentioned earlier, is these outfielders, not just on the defensive side, but how much they're maturing and welcoming challenges on the offensive side and responding here tonight again.
He flied out to Jose's point. Pretty well struck baseball to center field and then picked up that double, Santander.
And he's been battling an ankle injury. Kept him out for a few weeks.
Had a big shortened season last year, a big one. Played 37 games and homered 11 times for Baltimore. That's a bolt to left field. That'll score another run. Wow, it's 6-2. Baltimore having their way with Griffin Canning.
When you look at his overall numbers in his career versus Baltimore, they're not real solid to begin with. 0-2 with a 12 ERA.
Last 2 struck baseballs at 107 and then 109 miles an hour. Big Aaron Slager starts to warm. This one, I think, probably a little bit of a head scratcher for Matt Wise and his skipper Joe Madden.
Well, remember, Griffin Canning was scheduled to pitch yesterday. I know he didn't do any throwing, but I mean, your whole preparation was for the game yesterday. Now, that's no excuse. He won't make that excuse either, but this hasn't been there. He hasn't had that finishing pitch. Your preparation as far as your side work, your workout routine in between starts, and then you get pushed back a day. You have that edge going for your game against the Yankees and push back here to today, and it hasn't been as crisp for Canning.
And by that, Gooby, no hittable pitch has been missed here tonight by the Orioles.
Which I think is a very important point that Jose's making. There are a lot of times you'll see, and we'll say it, oh, he got away with one there. Oh, boy, he got away with one there. He hasn't gotten away with any of them. No commitment on that pitch, high and away.
That's where your hitting coach plays a role, too, saying, hey, his stuff is so good, guys, but when you see something, go out there and just don't try to do too much with it.
Remember, this is a Baltimore team that went to Houston and swept them. 9-7, 13-3, 5-2. That one's inside, 3-2 the count.
Boy, possibly his last batter here. Get the first 2 quick outs of an inning, and then home run the first, home run in the second. Now 4 hits, 4 earned runs here, all with 2 outs, no one on base.
And I feel like that's the other thing they're doing. Spoiling pretty good pitches, flipping balls into the stands. This is a team that is playing on the momentum that they brought with them from Houston. They're a confident bunch.
Yeah, like I said, watched a bunch of their games. This offense is pretty strong. They have some young hitters. They got power. And they're having fun in the plate right now. And they're not being challenged by pitches off the plate in.
That one skips away to the backstop.
Looks like Joe Maddon's ready to make a decision and go down to the bullpen.
Well, a forgettable night for Griffin Canning. Let's see if his team can step up and back him up at 6-2.
Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro, what was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
And how did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
What's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Angels baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by Hyundai. See your Southern California Hyundai dealer today, because the longer you look at a new Hyundai, the more there is to like. By Jack in the Box, our $6.99 triple bacon cheesy Jack combo is here, and it's only at Jack in the Box. I'm telling you, smiles from ear to ear. You got the dads putting on the Hawaiian shirts, rally monkeys everywhere. But look, it's Friday, school's out, holiday weekend. A lot of parents don't have to maybe worry about going to work on Monday. It's just so festive tonight. What a joy. You and I went out and shot our open out there beyond the left field wall. Probably shouldn't be giving away our secrets that we weren't actually on an island.
We were?
But it was fun to interact with folks. Boy, everyone had a bounce in their step coming in, didn't they?
Yeah, everyone's excited. Everyone still remembers that comeback in Yankee Stadium. We're going to need that type of a comeback here tonight at the Big A.
Ramon Urias takes a breaking ball that dives down and away from Slagers. Why don't you give us a quick refresher on the big fella stuff?
Well, his fastball has been more lateral movements at his sinking fastball. He's 91 to 95, breaking ball, changeup. But it's all the importance of getting that sinker to go down instead of lateral movement. A little bit better there, sink action. Sometimes when he overthrows that about 93, 94, not quite the sink action. He's almost better off being in that 90, 91 range to work down in the strike zone with it.
His journey of not pitching much at all as a prepster and then losing his senior year in high school at a small school in Arizona.
Now, usually you don't think of somebody that tall being a sinker ball specialist, but that's where he's going to make his money, is that ground ball at an infielder. Keep it down in the strike zone.
Well, you've got the leverage, right? I mean, you've got that skyscraper leverage if you want to be one. You think about that when you get to that 6'10" and you're not throwing down low. There's that sink. That's what you want. You want a little ground ball in the short way. Aaron, let's hope he can stretch it out a bit when we come back. Shohei Ohtani with a bat in his hands will get it going.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Nerds. Have new money goals this year? NerdWallet can help make them happen. Like getting auto insurance to match your new 0-mile commute? We have tools for that. Want to refinance your mortgage and put those savings into the college fund? We have tips for that too. Or get a low-interest credit card for your long-awaited honeymoon? We can help you find the one. Credit card, that is. Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more on NerdWallet. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
As a pitcher, he made 5 starts. You can see the whip. Had one struggling outing, so the ERA of about 4.9, but he was 2-0. As a hitter, he was crazy. So much damage in the month of June. The player of the month in the American League.
OPS 13-12, 13 home runs for Shohei Ohtani. He just missed the last time up too, and that was a fastball off the plate, and he almost got his hands out and drove out a long, long way.
Leyba's on the cut of the grass at third. Big shift defensively. Let's take a ride with another Shohei homer.
Boy, you knew he was going to do something special today. AL Player of the Month. Selected to his first All-Star game, and Shohei just missed it last at bat, did not miss it at this at bat for Shohei Ohtani. 29th home run, 64 RBI. Show me the money on that swing. The 2 buddies both with home runs today. Jose Iglesias, Shohei Ohtani.
The ball was destroyed.
Wow. That's how you respond to a team scoring 4 runs against you right away, just like that. That's a similar pitch. That's an up and in 92-mile-an-hour fastball. That's a lefty throwing it, and Shohei going, you know what? I saw your bat flip there, Jared Walsh. I think I might as well do it myself.
He pointed that out, by the way, before the game, things that he maybe has improved upon. And it's this. He said, I've handled velocity and hit it out. Like I've handled velocity out over the plate from lefties and hit it out. So he shared that.
Look at that scramble for the baseball. And why wouldn't you?
Rendon doubled back in the first inning. Shohei Ohtani.
It's wow. We said it so many times. It's like it's indescribable.
Anthony, look at him go. Oh my goodness.
That's one of those base hits you just kind of laugh going down the line. He goes, that's a pretty good little sandwich there. What a swing. That's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Upper quadrant of the strike zone inside for Shohei.
Jared Walsh now.
It's like a hush in the stadium right now. They're just shocked at what they just saw from Shohei Ohtani. Walking up the batter's box and right away, bam.
I had the good fortune of being a young, very young radio announcer a long time ago with Mario and Pemba back in 2000. And I'll always remember the power on that team. There's Troy Gloss, Tim Salmon, Garrett Anderson, Mo Vaughn. You and Victor sat up here in 2015 when there were some big homer numbers going into the break with Mike Trout and Albert Pujols. Well, we're seeing it again. I mean, we're seeing it again with this time Shohei, who's chasing 30, and Jared Walsh. That's 20+ homers before the break, third time in history. Well, you guys must have had fun with that 2015.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, yes.
I had fun in 2000, I'm telling you that right now. Those boys could hit.
Wow, tied him up with a fastball up and in. Now you go back to the first inning, Darren, and you see where Severino set up. He wanted it away, fastball in, it got it in just enough. That was a little bit further off the inside part of the plate. Same thing, setting up away, goes back in, and this time he made the adjustment because it caught just enough of the strike zone, and he hit it a mile.
Oh, during our conversation too, that you talk about Shohei, they asked him about memorable home runs, and he did mention the fact that getting on top of a baseball and hitting a home run when it was a few feet off the upper zone is one that he'll remember forever.
Crazy stuff. I mean, every time there are new stories, new situations, new historic things he accomplishes.
It's almost like the convincing aspect of, I could get to that pitch and hit it out. Not just make contact, but hit it out. Is the one Mark Trumbo did for so many years.
And he's at the ballpark here, by the way, tonight. And I was talking to him walking in today. I said, man, you had unbelievable power. He goes, not like number 17, though. I was like, what? He goes, no. It's, I mean, I sit and watch every time he comes to the plate and to scratch my head thinking, he is so strong. And he said he's going to do phenomenal at Coors Field, by the way, in the home run derby. I said, just like you did in Kansas City. He goes, no, he'll be better.
Look at the goose.
Just like that, you have the tying run coming to the plate now. That's what you want, that pressure. Keep it on them. Even though you score 4 Baltimore right away, Shohei Ohtani makes them realize, hey, there's a lot of baseball left. With a home run, it's 6-3. Now you have 2 runners on base.
Chris Holt with a visit to the mound, and with that in mind, we'll pause for just a moment. Here's a quick word. Our good friends from Hyundai.
Hey, it's your journey. Own it.
Darren Holmes, you might remember him as well, longtime major leaguer, successful in his assistant pitching coach. Those are the 2 men that handle the pitching on Brandon Hyde's staff. One of my favorite guys in the game is on this staff as well. Freddie Gonzalez is down there on that coaching staff. Marlins manager, Braves manager. Some good baseball guys. Joe Madden was chewing the fat, as us older guys like to say, with a lot of those guys in black and orange jerseys today. Here's Max. Boy, how keen would that be to storm all the way back right away?
That's a pitch where he can hit a long way to right center. You know, both of these staffs have had their problems on the pitching side. Baltimore, team ERA 5.44. There's plenty of baseball left in this game to get right back in it. Yeah, if he doesn't get chases with his changeup, it's a whole different ball game.
And this is one of the reasons that the offense just hasn't been able to, you know, spread its wings and fly and really have impact. They've struggled.
Yeah, 3 of the top 7 as far as ERA at over 7. And that's not just the first month of the season. We're into July and ERA's in the 7s.
It's been a big crackdown. I mean, been a big crackdown on doctoring the baseball. Obviously, that chart wasn't brought in for evidence. Everyone trying to get offense going. Just use that graphic.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of offense in this game so far, with Max Stassi in a good, favorable hitters count. Might get a fastball about 70% of the time. He will throw a fastball in this count. Almost as if he was looking off speed, but he got his fastball.
He loves changeups from lefties. Loves them, as you said. Big damage over the last couple of seasons. Goes down, tries to get that one, does Max. Base hit had to feel good back in the second inning for Stassi. That pushed him away from 16. Prior to that 1 of 16, he had gone 15 games in which he had slugged 700 for 15 games. A lot of room on the right side on the ground.
Ooh, he's on that fastball away. That is a bad feeling. You remember that on the mound when you see somebody foul something straight back against you. That means their timing is right there. They just miss hitting that ball a long way against you.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Max. Also playing him to the opposite field in the outfield. That means he pulls a baseball in the alley, it's going all the way to the Lexus sign.
Boy, Brian Butterfield down there, at least in the vicinity of the third base coach's box, ready to send Anthony Rendon home. He's actually almost about ready to shake hand with Jose Iglesias in the on-deck circle. You see him right there. How far Brian Butterfield, third base coach for the Angels, is down that line. He's ready to wheel home, send home Anthony Rendon on a base hit by Stassi.
And he tells the guys where he's going to be, Gooby, to make sure nobody's trying to find where the third base coach is. He's very consistent with his spot.
Good battle here for Stassi. At some point, you're going to get a mistake.
Almost feel like he's looking soft and trying to just flip the heat and just survive. Sitting something off speed. Keegan Akin making his 7th start of the year. The fastball just fouled straight back. Akin's best start of the year on June 4th, a little bit under a month ago. He went 5. It was shutout baseball, though, and so his game score on that outing was his best of the year, and it was something to build on. And a 3-1 winner against the Indians. That was his finest hour in what has been a challenging year.
I'm guessing he's going breakable here. He went back to the rosin bag. That means he wants to get a better grip on the baseball. That's just my guess here on a breaking ball.
Max got that breaking ball, lines it into left field for a base hit. They're going to send Rendon. Oh, what a throw to the plate. The slide, safe at the plate. Hayes came up with the beauty, and Anthony slid right around the tag at 6-4.
That's a good throwing arm out in left field. Mentioned 4 outfield assists. He got behind that baseball very well. They're going to take a look at it, but from our angle, even here, it looked like Rendon got that plate. But that's a strong arm out in left field for Hayes. Todd Titchener was right there to make the call. Excellent position he was in to see that foot get down before the tag was applied.
Tell you what, Severino did a great job playing it on a hop, too.
Yeah.
Pretty play all around.
That's a good throw. Wow. What a great at bat for Stassi.
We were recently talking about left fielders throwing like that. Last one I remember as an Angel, Jose Guillen in 2004.
No, that was an arm. That was a rocket arm, Jose. Wow.
He had more coaches stop runners on deep singles than anybody I've ever seen.
Stassi had a breaking ball,
yeah.
So he was sitting on it.
Yeah. Like I said, when you go back to the rosin bag, that's a pretty good indication. Because you want to get a better grip on a fastball, you're not worried about that.
That's true. You have to go back to the rosin because you don't have your arms and your hat, dripping with sticky stuff. Is that correct?
And that's why I was always reluctant to do that. I would have, if anything, I would just pat the rosin bag on my leg to start an inning because I knew if I was going back for the rosin bag, I had the chance to be a breaking ball.
Big swing comes up empty. He's got elbows and arms flying everywhere with that swing. That throw, by the way, over 94 miles an hour from the outfield. But I've been to many of a showcase, folks, and seen a lot of high schoolers turn it loose at that velocity, but it's not quite as accurate as that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the key about at this level is you see an arm that has that kind of juice in it, but it's on the money.
Yeah, 4 outfield assists already this year.
Talented Dylan Tate. UC Santa Barbara alum. Pokes it to the shortstop. Little flip. They're looking for 2. They found 2. This inning, though, had its spark. There might have been an RBI for Max Stassi, but there was Shohei. Looking fastball. Crushing fastball. Thrilling fans.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch, organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Max Stassi behind the plate, 2 good at bats already today, but especially that last at bat getting an RBI single after some tough pitches to him. Go back to the 3rd inning. After some fastballs, Akin went back to got the rosin bag. That tells Max Stassi and everyone to look breaking ball. When you see breaking ball, that's when you're going back to get a better grip with the rosin because it was a hot day today. And the same thing happened there with Stassi. Got that breaking ball off. So Iglesias, when you want to see a breaking ball and expect it, go back and see a pitcher go into the rosin bag, and that's exactly what happened. Successful swing for Max Stassi.
Well, these are important times now for Aaron Slegers, right? I mean, your team is punched back. You're back at 6-4 in a game that could easily be 6-0 without any fight. Swing and a miss. Good sinking pitch as that one dives down and in. It's that heavy sinker to Valleca. We've told you that Slegers didn't pitch much in high school and then had an arm injury, a minor, like a growth injury, and so didn't pitch much at all his senior year. And then at IU, Indiana, started to do things. I reached out to his head coach, one of the great college baseball men, period. And I can't wait to see where former ASU coach Tracy Smith lands. But Tracy coached Slegers in college. He's actually out here in Southern California enjoying some time as he rolls that one out to 3rd, does Valleca. Anyhow, Tracy shared the story about Slegers, and it's the following. He said, I got a video of him when I was at IU. I liked the action, the size. I offered him a chance to walk on. When he arrived at IU, I got an anonymous voicemail from a mom in Scottsdale saying, I can't believe you gave Aaron a scholarship. I can't believe he's on your team. He couldn't even pitch for our high school team. And I played it for him, he said. He didn't pitch much for me as high school team, certainly, so she was correct in that. He pitched very little for us at IU the first 2 years, maybe 5 innings or so, as that one hits the outside corner. Tracy puts a bow on the story by saying junior year he becomes Big Ten Pitcher of the Year, when the World Series and the New York Times does an article on him. I made sure to tell my sports information director to get that article in an Arizona paper because I want that quote-unquote mom who left that message years ago to read how good he's become. And that's a coach believing in a young man, seeing him on video with perspective enough to at least bring him to campus. I mean, you're offering a guy to walk on to a Big Ten school, Gooby, who didn't even pitch his senior year.
By the way, fast phones to get down the line. Yeah, and so far tonight, 3 ground ball outs for Slegers. And you probably, when you look at video, you're seeing that action he has. You see the size, the intimidation. Hey, when you're that big throwing, when you land with your arm extended, it feels like you're almost the baseball's coming out of your hand as you're almost ending that the pitching mound.
And we love you, all you parents. We celebrate you in baseball on Mother's Day and Father's Day. I am a parent. But please, parents out there, hang up the phone when you're about to send that text or make that phone call, because you don't want to be a footnote in a story like this one. And it obviously motivated. I'm sure it did.
Wow, that's great movement.
So Aaron owes Tracy Smith a lot for believing in him. Big Ten Pitcher of the Year from hardly pitching at all in Indiana. You never had parents call you when you were coaching, did you? Did you kind of set the ground rules preseason?
No, my first year, I said I had an open door policy. If you wanted to come in and have a conversation about it, yeah, that was smart. Yeah, that was smart. But after a while, though, I mean, the kids, when you're teaching them and the conversation, they get it. I know as a parent, we're both parents, and you always want to expect so much from your kids, and sometimes you don't even think, before you open your mouth and talk. But you want your kids to do the best, and I think that's what it comes down to. But the kids themselves, they get it.
In on the hands. That is an inning by Mr. Slegers. Tracy Smith believed in him a long time ago at Indiana. Paid off, Tracy.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
A month of home runs for this team, 44. Gooby, there are pitchers in a cold sweat watching this video right now, but it was epic. It was fun to watch.
You look at the pitches that during this course of the month of June in which they homered with. They were all different type of pitches, whether they're breaking balls, change-ups, fastballs in, fastballs away, quick hands, turning on pitches throughout the entire lineup. What power, 44 of them for the Halos. And 2 tonight. A slider, Iglesias rockets out with a 2-run home run, and of course Shohei Ohtani, why not? After being named to the All-Star team and AL Player of the Month, 92-mile-an-hour fastball up and in and hits it out.
Get to know Dylan Tate. If you don't already, you may know of him as a Southern Californian because he pitched well at UC Santa Barbara. Texas Rangers first-round pick in 2015 from Harbor City, California. Went to Claremont High School. And on the hands, popped up right side, long run, down base hit, and it slips away and far enough away to take a chance. Taylor hurrying, head first slide, he's in there.
Boy, if he was able to apply the tag, he was getting unable to control the baseball. That's worth the gamble. Another good throwing arm out in the outfield for Baltimore. Santander came in on that baseball, was playing it on the hop to be able to keep a single and a ground ball double play in order, but the ball bounced away from him. Taylor Ward aggressive. Quickly coming in, that baseball checks up and gets away, but not that far away. It's off the glove. Good hustle by Taylor Ward. And he was thinking, okay, once he sees that ball get away from him, turns on the afterburner, it's going to force a good throw. And yes, a good throw gets him. But why not take the chance?
Yeah, take the chance and then go on to third. How about that? Things get a little bit murky and Tate struggles, maybe frustrated. All you did was bloop a ball to right and you're on third because of a couple of misplays.
Hustling, forcing the defense to make a play against you. Go back to Dylan Tate. Good fastball. We see that already. 92, 97. A very good slider and changeup. So he's got a good arm.
Rolls it right side.
That wasn't real good base running there by Taylor, though. Taylor Ward easy is going to be able to score on that one. I know there's no outs, but he didn't read that one well, and it's a frustrating look for Brian Butterfield at third base too. He's going to score on that one. They're just going to take the out. Looked like a chance to get over his head. I mean, if you read that right away, there's no way. That's going to be an off-balance throw to home.
So Tate now has a little bit of new life, but he's dealing with a pain in the side, and David Fletcher squares around a bunt.
See Taylor reading that and then stops. I think if he's going right away on contact, he's going to make that rather easy. They're going to take the out, especially when you're up by 2.
there, David. Mr. Risp.
Yes, it is.
Comes through again.
So clutch with runners in scoring position. Flat fastball went right back up the middle. Short swing. Fletch using that barrel of the bat, one of the most consistent as far as barrel of the bat swings. Fletch, clutch.
Nobody better. Nobody better. There may be more that hit it over the walls in these situations, but nobody better. Here's Shohei. 6'5". Oh, and 1 the count, a slider to Shohei. One and one. That was a changeup from Dylan Tate. 3rd inning. Liftoff.
92. Brings his hands in and lifts that baseball a long, long way. Home run number 29. We saw that Vlad Jr. hit home run number 27 today. So he says, you know what? I need a little distance. By the way, how impressive was that Vlad Jr. leading as far as the All-Star voting?
Fans did a great job this year. Kudos, fans. You really built a team on both sides.
Never seen anything like this. Power right center, power left field, and he knew it off the bat. Shohei Ohtani throwing the crowd. AL Player of the Month, first time All-Star selection, 2nd home run of the game. Wow, must-see TV every minute of every day. Shohei Ohtani. Just like that, the Halos are up 7-6.
All right, if you're watching the replay of this and you were at the game, love you. Thanks for coming, but we needed a curtain call. Just passing that along. We needed a moment there. He deserved a curtain call. Just sharing.
I'm in shock right now. This is a pretty good pitch. This is running away. What a great look by Severino behind the plate, too. And Shohei, he knew it. Look at that extension he gets. That's the 2nd deck of the bullpen. That's in the Angels bullpen that went. Yeah. That ball was hit pretty good. Wow. Boy, Darren, a lot of conversation with fans walking in the ballpark. There was so much excitement for this team to be able to see this against Baltimore. And I said, you know, everyone was like, what's Shohei going to do? I said, just sit around and relax and enjoy something you may not ever see again. Already we're seeing that. 2 home runs for Shohei Ohtani. And he's phenomenal. I mean, a home run to right center. A home run to left field. By the way, you don't. Yeah, you're in shock like me right now.
No, I don't even know what to say. Like I'm just sitting here thinking, maybe I'll tell another Aaron Slager's angry mom story. Like I don't even know what to do.
Well, there's some angry baseballs getting crushed all over by Shohei Ohtani. How about that one?
Well, you and I both have a few years. Obviously, you played for a long time at the highest level, but just growing up around it with my father and playing a tiny amount in the minor leagues and then calling games for a long time. I just seen very few, if any players like him. And I know you say the same when we talk off air. And You've played with and against some amazing people. And with all due respect to Bo Jackson, it becomes not even comparable there a little bit. But I see the comp in a way. But the pitching piece as Jared lifts out front, pops it to the right side. He hit one to right, and now he did this. Hit one to left, and that's the best part of it. That's the best part of it right there. The youngsters enjoying that youngster, Shohei.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have a
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
The All-Star Game is heading to Colorado, and we're celebrating today's biggest stars, along with the stars of tomorrow.
Ready for the show.
Coverage begins Sunday, July 11th on MLB Network.
How lucky we are to be visiting or living in this beautiful spot. Greetings from gorgeous Southern California at this sparkling ballpark, the Big A tonight. And these Angels have come all the way back to lead it by a score of 7-6. If you're just joining now, you kind of forget about what Griffin Canning did, which was struggle. He really struggled tonight in this one, but his teammates have picked him up. And so with that in mind, Aaron Slegers, who by the way had a mow down fourth inning. You know, it's funny when your team's heartbeat is going and a guy like that may get a chance to hit again and you have that pulse. How important is it for Slegers to go bing bang boom back in the dugout?
He had 3 ground ball outs last inning, 4 total, and 4 batters faced. That's what you're thinking. Soft contact on the ground. Yes, he loves strikeouts, but soft contact on the ground and get back into that dugout.
There's soft contact. Big fella's got to hop off. It really checked. That's a nice play. I mean, that's 6'10" going down to get that baseball, Gooby. But that one really checked up. The team obviously grabs the lead because of the night that Shohei has had. This is the second one.
By the way, we're all jealous of David Fletcher getting to run around and get to see that close up going out of the ballpark. It's like the fans seeing that.
He's constantly plating Fletch, by the way. Over and over and over again. He's got some extra heavy sink on that fastball tonight. He certainly has had some frustrating moments this year as a pitcher, but there is potential.
Yeah, definitely. You just got to get on a roll where you're confident.
Coming into tonight's game, to put a little bow on your thought on Fletch, Shohei coming into tonight's game had driven in himself 28 times and Fletch 14 times. He's number 2 to Shohei himself on the list, and that was obviously added to tonight.
I mean, what a day it was already for Shohei Ohtani. AL Player of the Month, named to the All-Star team, starting designated hitter. And then what do? You respond with a couple home runs. That was, by the way, that was nasty sink there. That was running action by Sluggers.
Shohei came in with 303 plate appearances. The average major leaguer with 303 plate appearances has 34 RBIs. He came in with 63. Again, in on the hands. That wicked sink. Come on, Aaron.
By the way, what a way to Shohei to respond from that last game out. Remember, he started in New York. He ended up giving up 7 earned runs. He was done in that game. Didn't hit. Oh, he had first at bat in the first inning, but that was it for Shohei. Out of the game. Rain out yesterday. How does he respond? Like yesterday, or that game didn't even matter to him. He moved forward. He said that in his press conference afterwards. He needed to make some adjustments on the mound. He certainly adjusted very well to swinging the bat here tonight. That is so impressive.
Anthony Santander shot that one into the seats. He shot one into the corner and frustrated the Angels and their fans earlier, but it was short-lived. That was a bases emptying triple, or double I should say. 3 RBIs. Boy, Gooby, when that one was dropped in there, things felt kind of meh, and it was 6-2 Orioles.
But you can always go back on what you've done as far as battling all the way through. You battle back, and he scored all those runs against Aroldis Chapman. First time he had ever given up a grand slam. You came back in Yankee Stadium with 7. There's a lot of confidence in this team to come back in games. You want to try to avoid that now. You want to add on and continue with the lead here now. Don't worry about that. But there's so much positive as far as the fight on this team. And Joe had said that. Remember, we were down there on the field last homestand. He said, there's something about this team. I love the way this team fights every night. Yes, it's not a perfect season so far, but they have a lot of fight in them.
3-1 the count. Let's see if Aaron can battle back. He tried to elevate a 4-seamer a moment ago to engage. There may be something in the scouting reports that Santander loves sinkers because he's got such a good one tonight.
You almost got to make sure you keep something down and away. He's got pretty good power to turn on, and you want to make sure you use the big part of the field against him. Felt like he didn't want any part of him when he fell behind.
Pitching's a funny thing. This team, a couple of games below 500. And getting ever so close to having Mike Trout back. It was a winning month of June. Of course, they did that without Mike Trout.
When you think about this lineup, though, when Trout gets back, and Justin Upton, who was playing catch today with Mike Trout. But there's a lot of pitchers that are going to have, their arms are going to be a little bit sore. Come into a series when you have Upton leading off, and then you have Ohtani, Trout, Rendon, Walsh. That's that power sinker again for Sluggers. That's the one he wants to get to.
By the way, the rest of the division was crying crocodile tears for the Angels, having to play without Mike Trout. And as the Angels were proud of what they accomplished, look at what Houston, Oakland, Seattle even did. You have a 15-11 month without your cornerstone player, and Shohei's that equal now, but you look up and you're like, we couldn't do anything with it.
But you just keep playing consistent baseball. You just, it's cliche. You give it one game at a time, one inning at a time. That's what you have to have, the mindset. You have to just win, worry about winning today. Tomorrow will take care of itself, but winning today is the important thing for Joe Madden.
You have a favorite cliche?
I always like this win each inning. That was the one thing. Yeah.
I don't know if that's even cliche-ish, though, is it?
Well, you hear that enough anymore, especially when that win that first inning, and then believe me, I've used that on my high school teams over the years. I said, just win this inning. What do you mean, coach? Just win this inning, and then the next inning, what do you think this time? I said, win the inning again.
I kind of like that one. I don't know if me personally, in my personal book of cliches, that maybe you're like, eh. I wouldn't put that one in there at all. I think that's a thoughtful, motivational thing.
When I was on the mound, the same thing. Every time I would take the mound, first inning or was the seventh inning, I'm just going to win that inning. And that means I'm going to put up a 0 and trust in my offense to give me 1 run, and that means I won the inning.
I've got one for you that kind of irks me. I'll share it with you in a minute. We're in a big moment here. It's when a manager or a coach or a teammate says he comes to play every day. Seriously?
I will not use that one.
What else do we think he's coming to the ballpark to do? Well, good for him. He's a player. He better come to play every day. Runner goes. That one's rolled foul. Yeah, I don't think your win every inning's even cliche at all. Can I get a vote from the truck? Do we think win every inning is cliche? Oh, wow. It was 50-50. Can I get a vote for the truck? Do we really like he comes to play every day? No, no.
That was a lot of no's.
That's like 7 no's. People were grabbing walkie-talkies and jumping on our frequency. The 3-2 runner goes inside ball 4. As good as Aaron was, and it's interesting how it happens, Gooby, he suddenly against these last 2 hitters has become tentative.
And you look at the numbers that Joe Maddon's going to the bullpen. He's not taking a chance. The Orioles, 44.7% as far as all their runs scored with 2 outs, and they've done that today.
Slagers did come to play today, but now they'll go to the bullpen.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. What was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
how did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
Hey, Pedro.
Man, this guy asks a lot of questions.
Hey, Pedro. Pedro.
He might make a good MLB Network analyst if he lets someone answer a question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Oh, and what's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
Well, I was,
and what about getting into the Hall of Fame?
Wake up for a full day of baseball on MLB Central, featuring an all-star lineup of hosts and a colorful cast of guests all season. The fun never stops on MLB Central. Weekday mornings 10 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Everyone's speechless.
Join your Angels for every Saturday night home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details.
Oh, yes.
It's so creative. Sorry, Perry.
Oh, yes. Well, we always say Shohei the money.
Here's Domingo Leyba. Jose Quintana. The hope is that Dylan Bundy and Jose Quintana can find themselves in the pen, but you know who wins if they do? The team, because then they're effectively, it was great to see Bundy with some oomph behind his arm coming out of the pen a couple of days ago, and Quintana, you talked about it. When you're a starter turned reliever, you're going to add a little more to your fastball.
And you're more aggressive normally out of the bullpen.
Walsh gives it a look, heads over to the rail, and he comes up a little bit short of that baseball.
As usual, we're not going to go a whole lot of help visiting dugout. Everyone, they're probably screaming, hey, you got room, got room.
"32-year-old veteran Quintana dealing with Domingo Leyba. Quintana 3 appearances out of the bullpen now. That's a good pitch.
Feeling good with his fastball, running it upstairs. There's something about it. If you've been a starter for the majority of your career and you get into the bullpen, as soon as that phone rings, it's almost like, okay, you're in a sprint. You're getting ready. You're more aggressive. You're almost like an everyday player. Every day you get down in the bullpen, you have a chance to get in the game. And maybe this helps Jose Quintana out as far as getting back to being aggressive. The walks coming into this game and in this, down from the start down the bullpen has just been unusual for him.
Well, you can't afford it. You can't afford it as a starter, but you absolutely can't afford it as a reliever. And since he has moved to the pen, he was knocked about in Tampa Bay, gave up a couple of runs. There was a big blast that was surrendered, but as a reliever, he hasn't walked anyone yet, and that's been a positive, certainly. He's worked 4 1/3 innings and struck out 7, too. Inning and a third scoreless. And that 11-5 loss to the Yankees.
We'll try to get him a chase after some fastballs thrown. He tried to get him a chase to break the ball down. That was the right pitch. It just wasn't close enough to get a chase.
Domingo switch hitter batting from the other side, knocked one out of here back in the second inning. Came in just 3 for 39 on the year. There's another strikeout from the talented left-hander, finding himself again in the bullpen. 7-6.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Hey, Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
So great to see him on the field today. Mike Trout, 2014 All-Star game. Here we go, Carl's Cam. Replay. All he does is hit like over 400. He's got the MVPs over there too. Goes the other way. Electrifies a crowd. And yes, shows the ability to run, excite the audience, please his voters, and there's no doubt Saw him today getting out there and getting his BP work out beyond the right field wall and the cage. They saw him playing catch, and Joe Madden says every step, little by little, getting better.
Remember that two-time MVP of the All-Star game? I remember hitting a home run against Zach Greinke.
Jim Fregosi, Nolan Ryan, Rod Carew, and Mike Trout, most All-Star selections in Angels history. There's a great note on Shohei, first Angels DH to be headed to the Midsummer's Classic.
Ooh, that's a nasty moving fastball right in on the hands of the Goose. At 97.
I'm telling you, there is a really shiny, bright future for this man, and pitched in some big games for Santa Barbara. Gauchos, they call him, right, Gooby?
Yes. Very good baseball program up there.
Was around him a lot. A couple of winters ago in the Fall League. 97 with some life to it.
Didn't Shane Bieber go there?
I think so, yes. He did. Yes, he did.
It's that two-seamer bringing it back, especially when you have a fastball off the plate like you did the pitch before, and then you run that off the plate and bring it back. There's nothing you can do as a right-handed batter. You're giving up. I don't think that's a ball.
Andrew Checketts, the head coach at UC Santa Barbara, develops pitching, is really an advanced thinker. They use technology. Bieber is someone who stays in touch with his college coach. This man as well. A high strike, but a strike, 0-1 the count to Max.
Solid game already for Max Stassi.
Easy chance. This time, Max is erased.
That was some movement on the hands again.
Right now, a weapon out of the pen, but you can absolutely see him evolving into rotation. He's either going to evolve into the rotation or be a closer with that stuff.
Yes, when you can run a fastball like that and also have pretty good secondary pitches.
.98 miles an hour. Fourth overall pick in 2015. Dansby Swanson, Alex Bregman, Brennan Rodgers, and this man in that draft. And Rodgers, that talented middle infielder, made his way up with the Rockies, if you're not aware of that man. Tate traded to the Yankees and then traded from the Yankees to the Orioles in the Zach Britton deal. A slider. Iglesias.
He doesn't get cheated on his swing. Already he's hitting a home run today, 2-run home run in the second.
Changeup got him.
Yeah, there was no intent on that. It was a changeup and just dropped his elbow. Even though a lot of times you think, okay, when you have a swing like that 2-0, the pitcher sometimes is upset, but that was a changeup. He'll turn his body into that.
So Dylan Tate continues to grow here in the major leagues. You can see this stuff is big, but the Angels lead it 7-6.
Pardon the interruption to your scheduled content. I've been asked to apologize for changing the game. Apparently, I've been breaking the unwritten rules of baseball. I'm sorry if things got too exciting, and this isn't the game that you remember. But here's the thing. We're never going back.
Rated E for everyone.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
This is a celebration. This is an Arizona prep star who went to a small college in Oregon, and he has waited a long time. 30th round pick by Detroit, and it was places like West Michigan, Connecticut, Erie, Lakeland, Toledo, Norfolk. He has pitched in the minor leagues for 7 years. He has pitched 600 innings awaiting for this chance. Welcome to the major leagues, Spencer Watkins.
He was ready to be a high school baseball coach before signing with Baltimore, and here he is getting his opportunity. What a moment this is for Spencer. That's what makes our game the game it is, how beautiful the game of baseball is.
So when I got the call, having the moment to tell my wife all the time she sacrificed with me being gone for 8 years. You know, we've been together for 6 now. Being able to tell her and hear her be excited for me was an amazing feeling.
I bet. The support system is huge to be able to get a chance to live your dream here, and that's happening right now.
All right, so away we go. This journey brings him to Southern California. As we said, grew up Horizon High School in Phoenix, Arizona is where his prep journey took him. He went to Western Oregon University in Monmouth, Oregon. 30th round pick, and he's almost 29.
It's a pretty good little slider after a fastball at 92, first pitch. Well, it's a good thing you see Severino behind the plate when he was warming up, just got him to smile. That allowed him to relax a little bit.
He's got a good house that he's working in front of. Breaking ball bounces in there. These are the moments. These are the aspirational moments that a young 12, 13, 14-year-old's watching right now. I mean, got a huge crowd in a one-run game. There's a lot of people that love him looking on. We understand his wife is actually in attendance. He's going to go coach at Phoenix High School. He was going to coach the freshman team. Driven right. Watkins puts his first out in the books. The Angels lead it by a score of 7-6. Dreams can come true.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Nerds. Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the credit card to make them happen. Want to earn enough points for a weekend of fancy camping? We have options for that. Maybe have a better credit card than your older sister. We have comparison tools for that. Or find a card that lets you donate your cash back to food banks. We have tips for that too. From low rates to the best rewards, easily discover and compare the smartest credit cards. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
Jose Mota, Mark Gubicza, Darren Sutton, Alex Curry, glad to have you spending the evening with us, the four of us. Trust and hope that you have a great weekend planned, a good safe weekend with those you care about. And we're glad you invited us to come along for a bit. It's been a fun one tonight. If you're just joining us, you saw some of the pictures with some great music. And one of the big stories is, again, 2 more home runs for Shohei Ohtani, giving him 30, Major League leading 30 on the year. Urias is flied to left. He is grounded out to short.
By the way, Shohei will be up 3rd next inning. Right after him, the fastball, and the fastball count got it by him.
Those holiday weekend hats the Angels are wearing. Red, white, and blue, and the strong Angel red. Had him played perfectly. Fletcher plays it right by his belt.
And had to work on a different type of hop off the mound.
Stay tuned during the 7th inning stretch for the Arco game break with Alex Curry. Defensively, that was a nice play by David, and obviously, Jose, we get spoiled by Fletcher, Iglesias, Rendon, Walsh helping them all out. It's been a fun year to watch him.
Yes, and especially Iglesias. You know how much pride he takes in being the guy that catches the baseball, and he was not feeling all too good about 5 errors in April, 5 errors in May, only 1 error in the month of June, so he is back to being who we expected him to be.
That's a good point, and you know, a lot of people sometimes will, you know, look sideways at fielding percentage, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're either making the plays or you're not, and he is one of the great fielding percentage shortstops of all time, not just of late, but of all time. When you look at how few errors, Jose, he's made in his career.
He takes chances. He's going to make a few more errors than other guys, but at the same time, remember, even before he left Cuba, he's one of those guys that it wasn't the bat that got him attention, it was the glove. He actually had somebody instruct him in Cuba about becoming a dependable, yes, flashy at times, but routine type shortstop. Make the routine plays.
Well, Jose, I look at this defense for the infield for the Angels. It's one of the best in the game. I mean, so if you're a pitcher right now, that's all day long. You got to think ground ball, don't you?
You have to. I mean, consider how the Angels pitching staff, we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, the staff related to what? Ground balls, more double plays. Yeah, you're going to have some traffic, but get out of traffic by getting 1 pitch and 2 outs. And then as an infielder, you want the guy struggling to not have to work so hard, but you have to be dependable. You have to be a guy that when they see a ball going to you, they trust the ball is going to be an out. It all works together.
Including this year, in which he has made the 2nd most errors in his position. When you look at all-time fielding percentage, he's right behind number 1 Vizquel, number 2 Tulowitzki. Freddie Galvis is 3rd on that list at 984. Jimmy Rollins, J.J. Hardy, and that man. 6th all-time qualifying career fielding percentage, despite having, as Jose said, far more than he wants this year.
Let's not forget about the guy to his right. Anthony Rendon has committed 1 error this season. And think about what happened when he was not around. And there was a revolving door at third base. That man can pick it.
And you notice when he's playing, though, Iglesias is better also at short.
Great point, but he is.
And it doesn't force Iglesias because, like you mentioned, Jose, he likes to get to every baseball. Well, it's a little bit different now when you look over there and you see Anthony Rendon next to you. You don't have to try to make every single play yourself because Rendon is going to have that coverage himself.
You know, Rendon has a little bit of Anderson Simmons in him. You know, let's be as casual as possible. Just make plays, but have fun at it. Do relax, trust, and it does rub off on the other guys.
That's ball 4 with 1 out. Anthony Rendon with a career fielding percentage of .972.7. 9.727. Nolan Arenado 9.716. They're 3 and 4 in career fielding percentage, with Placido Polanco, Mike Lowell ahead of them in fielding percentage. I think we watch so much for Rendon as the great story of Cedric Mullins is front and center again. And let's be honest, fans, broadcasters, everyone taking part, we find ourselves very concerned when he's not hitting. I mean, that's where you stop. And you kind of really take the defense for granted then. I mean, I'm just throwing some quick look-up numbers at you.
Yeah, but it's getting better there for Rendon. You know you can always count on him. By the end of the year, those numbers will be there.
No, for sure. And we've seen it now. But I think while that's going on, if he's having a tough month, let's hope he gets it going. And all the while, he's making every single play.
And Darren, you always bring up the point of just remember, any defensive run saved is like you driving in a run.
Yep.
And the way it's measured is not counter 1-to-1, as we know very well. There's a formula to this, but yes, that play that you make, bases loaded, slow roller coming in, and you make it out. I mean, it matters a whole lot. You may not get a run saved or 2, and same thing goes to the first baseman. Those picks at first base, bases loaded, and you pick your infielders up. That's saving runs right there.
33 defensive runs saved in his career. He had a high in 2016, according to Baseball Reference, of 13 defensive runs saved. That man on the other side helps them all out.
You know very well, sloppy teams do not make it deep in postseason or to the postseason at all.
In on the hands, it gets by, and now Walsh will have to get back. Look at the choice Fletch made instead.
And I love what Iglesias, he was the first baseman there at second. That's all he knows. They're not getting a double play. You're not going to try to be quick on the transfer to get a double play. Not when Mullins running down the line. You're staying there and stretching out and making a play as a first baseman playing second to get that lead runner. This is a nice play by Fletch, showing the range and the baseball instincts to throw that ball, and Iglesias reaching out, getting that guy in second.
Joe going to the bullpen. We'll step aside.
Nerds. Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the mortgage lender to make them happen. Like getting a low rate on a downtown loft? We can help find the right lender. Or move out of the city since you're virtual now? We can find you loans for that. Want to refinance your home, free up cash, and redo your kitchen/home office? Yup, we've got tips for that too. Whether you refi or buy, easily discover and compare the smartest mortgage lenders. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
I was born to be the next big thing. No telling where I'm going, but I'll show you what I mean. Like, na 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 na. You see me moving, but they're never gonna catch me.
Mahalo. It is Hawaiian shirt night at the ballpark. Everyone's having a blast. Cheers to all of you. And we honor the extra member of our broadcast team, the voice of this team as well, when I'm not fortunate enough to do it, Matt Vasgersian. He always has advised us, Matt, he has, if you're going to get a Hawaiian shirt, tuck it in.
Yeah, it's a good look for it.
Cheers. Cheers to you, Matt.
It's Tom Selleck approved, Magnum PI.
Absolutely.
Tucked in.
We miss you.
Hawaiian
Tuck your shirt in when you get out here. And if you believe that, folks, 7-6 to score.
Yeah, you got to believe that Mullins will be going early here. Cishek has a great move. The first.
So good that they eyed it. They eyed it and they called it.
And the only reason why that's called is because you have a first base coach making sure the first base umpire is aware of the balk move that he has.
He's a lobbyist, is what you're saying.
You see him shaking his head. He goes, yep. Claps in that front leg. Once you do that, you have to throw home.
So, boy. Mitch Reagan, our director, just captured a great reaction there from Joe. As that one is in and off the plate, 1-0 the count. Here's the balk, by the way. This is what frustrated Joe, but you got to keep trying it.
You see how he collapsed that front knee and then quickly threw over the first base. Got it right away. And that is, unfortunately, it is a balk.
Any first base coach is going to make the umpire aware.
And that's lined in the left center field, down for a base hit. We're going to have a tie game. Boy, look at it go all the way to the wall. Hayes really struck that baseball. That's a double. It's 7-7.
Baltimore again. Another RBI with 2 outs. Coming in the game, 44.7% of their runs are scored with 2 outs. This is right down the heart of the plate, and he lines that baseball.
Trey Mancini. You don't want it to go the way you think it's going to go when you're watching this game early, but this has kind of a both teams scoring double digits kind of feel to it. You don't want that because that's what you certainly don't want your pitching staff dealing with.
It's ended up being tough too because Quintana threw the ball so well. You leave one runner on there, and the next thing you know, you look up and inherited runner scores.
Out toward third. That's Rendon. Sure-handed. Walsh on the other end. We are tied at 7.
I was born to be the next big thing. No telling where I'm going, but I'll show you what I mean. Like, na 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 na. You see me moving, but they're never gonna catch me.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. What was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
How did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
Hey, Pedro.
Man, this guy asks a lot of questions.
Hey, Pedro. Pedro.
He might make a good MLB Network analyst if he lets someone answer a question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Oh, and what's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
Well, I was,
and what about getting into the Hall of Fame?
Let's take a trip to MLB headquarters in New York. There is Shohei. They're starting to build their future around him, certainly globally. Jose Mota, I know you've got some thoughts using our Frontier Play Sense.
Let's use it. Let's go Play Sense and make sense of this. Hands go back, knob stays in, get on top of the baseball and drive with both of those hands through the barrel. Level playing field on that strike zone and then finish. Anytime those hands go back, you have so much more power. Backside comes to work. Stay inside, fastball moving away. And you go, you know what they call him in Japan, by the way? Shohei taught me this. Jiaku Hoko. Opposite field, Balakaya.
That's good stuff right there.
That was Spanish at the end, by the way.
I knew that. I knew that part.
Who we didn't like to hear Balakaya. It means into the streets.
Yeah, well, you know what? If I was going to give up a home run, Jose, I prefer to and one that goes way out as compared to one that barely get over the wall.
All right, gentlemen and folks, here we go. It's a brand new game at 7. It's a sinking line drive. That's a backhand play by Valleca. Eminem walks Fletcher up to the plate. His hitting streak with that single, that RBI in the 4th inning, is now 16 games.
And another hit with the runner in scoring position.
Shohei looming larger than life on deck. Fletcher pops it up. Major League debut continues to be a very good one for Spencer Watkins. All-State good hands, most home runs before the All-Star break. Shohei with 30. There you see Trout, GA, Albert, and it looks like the Major League debut is over. A handshake from his skipper. Congratulations to Spencer Watkins on what he achieved.
Pardon the interruption to your scheduled content. I've been asked to apologize for changing the game. Apparently, I've been breaking the unwritten rules of baseball. I'm sorry if things got too exciting, and this isn't the game that you remember. But here's the thing. We're never going back.
Rated E for everyone.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have a
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Crazy. 15.6% of the balls he puts in play are homers. Tatis just a little bit ahead. Arco, top tier play. He's knocked 2 out tonight.
Yeah, fastball 92, upper quadrant of the strike zone, inside part of the plate. Lifts his arm and drives it out right center. Then a pretty good pitch going down and away. He goes with it, hits that ball the second tier of the bullpen in left field. Shohei now with 30 home runs on the season with 65, make it 66 RBIs.
Tanner Scott is his foe, coming in with a sub-3 ERA, a bunch of strikeouts as well. Now Ohtani takes low and inside from Scott.
Fastball, slider, pitcher, fastball, good one. 94-99, slider. First pitch was a slider. Came right back with another.
Great note at the bottom. Torrey Hunter did it last in 09. 3 homers in a game. Good pitch over the inside corner. That's a really good 2-0 pitch, too.
98-mile-an-hour fastball inside corner. You know, Shohei's thinking if any pitches on there, could be a slider, could be a fastball. Same spot, he's going to hit it hard.
Two and two.
It's a pretty good tight slider. After a fastball in, so 2 sliders, fastball in, followed by a nasty slider going away. 70% of the time, I'll throw a slider here.
Ohtani got him shifted around and playing in the outfield, and he can fly. He can really move up the line. They got him that time. He's homered twice tonight, tied at 7.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base paths. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Monday. The Angels take on the Red Sox at 6:30. The first 14,000 fans receive an Ohtani pillow, courtesy of Gung Ho Online Entertainment. For more on the Ohtani pillow, visit angels.com/promotions. When you're dreaming about Shohei homers, you can rest your head on his pillow. Oh, and 1 the count to Ryan Mountcastle. No balls and 2 strikes to count.
It's kind of a dangerous spot. A right-handed batter with some pretty good power. That back up breaking ball in the inner half and down. Make sure you have this one go off the plate.
A trio of Angels will come together. It will be center fielder Lagares. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. 3-gamer. Jorge Lopez, Alex Cobb, former member of the Orioles organization. They'll battle tomorrow. Thomas Eshelman, Patrick Sandoval, they'll battle Sunday. Tomorrow's game 7 o'clock, on the air 6:30. Sunday's game 1 o'clock on Valley Sports West at 12:30. Best laid plans coming together nicely for Cishek. 2 outs.
Some high pop-ups. Take that.
Catcher Pedro Severino. He drove it a run with a double back in the 3rd inning. And this recent trip with his club, he's got 5 hits, a pair of walks in the 5 games coming in. You may remember was a national for 4 seasons, parts of 4 seasons.
He's asking, is that slider on the outside corner? Todd Titcher's going, yes. That forces you to swing it. Might as well try another one a little bit further off the corner. Tried it. It's a little too far. Good decision, though.
Everything was away, and soft, and then he rode a fastball in. Trying to break his bat, get a slow ground ball. That's a good take.
He's trying to get that 3rd out. That 3rd out has been elusive against the Orioles tonight. 2 quick outs, and then they're battling every time.
That's strike 3. There's that 3rd out. That was a wicked pitch. Oh, my goodness. Now it's time for the Arco game break. Here is Alex Curry.
Thanks, Darren. Well, since the All-Star Game selections were just announced, we are...
The All-Star Game is heading to Colorado, and we're celebrating today's biggest star.
And might be a little familiar with, and that is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And that is because earlier today, Vladdy blasted home run number 27 deep to right field, a 2-run no-doubter. He is now in sole possession of 2nd place in the majors, just behind Shohei Ohtani. And then right after that, get a load of this. Brett Phillips made a hilarious pitching debut. He is normally a position player. He had a good time. We had a good time watching it. Probably the right move. But congratulations once again to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And now a word from Arco.
Dad with the tweet. Good stuff, Alex, by the way. When you were a little kid, you used to go with me to the All-Star game. Today, you become the youngest player ever to lead the MLB in All-Star voting. Outstanding stuff.
I love that smile on Vlad Jr.'s face. I remember watching all those All-Star contests and how excited he was and so proud of his dad. Now, Dad gets to be proud of Jr. in the All-Star game.
So, by the way, Scott dealing with Ohtani. This is some real stuff. This is a pretty talented arm.
He's got some good movement, nasty slider. I mean, he can rush it up there at 99 miles an hour.
Saw Shohei hit left-handers with a 408 on base percentage against him, 324 slug. So he is human. The stuff that he possesses is actually handcuffed righties more this year. 153 opponent's batting average, just a 194 slug. With that in mind, here is a right-hander, Anthony Rendon.
That tells me, yes, he will run his fastball in. So you're almost, as a hitter, you kind of cheat on the first pitch, and that's what Rendon did. Anytime you see a lefty with that type of success, there's two things he has working. He's going to throw an off-speed pitch going away, but also be able to pitch inside.
Ten hits for the Halos, 7 for the Orioles. Baltimore stranded 5, the Angels 4. They say he went around.
I was wondering why it took so long. I thought they were going to appeal right away. Definitely went.
Fastball misses inside. You've talked about Todd Titchener working behind the plate. Jim Reynolds is out there at first. And Livensparger is out at second base, and Tony Randazzo, the third base umpire, tonight's crew.
Boy, Tony Randazzo's been around a long time. You go back to that comeback for the Angels in New York, the at bat for Anthony Rendon when he took that breaker ball just off the plate in just about a half a baseball off the corner. He took it, picked up a walk, changed that whole inning around.
Base hit, right field. Another big night for Rendon. July is shaping up very nicely. 3 for 4 with the double.
And starting to use the entire field. That's what you want from Anthony Rendon. Pretty solid career numbers in July, just like in June. 846 OPS. Slugging .480 in the month of July for Anthony Rendon in his career.
Bouncing ball. Anthony stops, makes him make the flip. Won't run into the tag. Walsh with that slow roller reaches on a fielder's choice. So still a runner on first, but now 1 out.
Not trusting the goose against lefty.
There's a reason for that. 18 of 40 coming in this year with a .500 on base percentage against left-handers. The goose next.
Jim, now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Hey Jim, here's a research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Maybe a little easier.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Get closer to the action.
You gotta be kidding me.
Closer to the big blast.
Way, way, way out of here.
Closer to the great grabs.
Took a home run away. Closer to the jaw-dropping plays.
Unbelievable.
With more highlights.
He struck him out.
More analysis. That's a big uplifting play for a pitcher.
And more live look-ins.
Wow.
Nobody gets you closer to the game.
Every night.
Only on MLB Network.
Angels Baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by your Southern California Cadillac dealers and by Heffernan Insurance. 1-1 tonight. If you like runs, there have been runs, plenty of them. 7 apiece. There have been home runs as well on both sides. Tyler Wells, the 26-year-old right-hander, just recently making his major league debut out of Cal State San Bernardino. 23 appearances, really good numbers. This is the first time he's come to the big leagues. 35 2/3 innings. Look at those strikeouts, 45.
Yeah, he's got a good power fastball, 92-97, curveball, slider, any changeup. Looks like there was slider first pitch to a right-handed batter. See if he stays the course.
Runner was on the move, a little hit and run. Joe shaking it up out there.
I like that. Gosselin can handle the bat well.
I learned the other day, by the way, great interview Matt Vasgersian and the MLB Network crew did with Fletch, that there are certain Angels players like Fletch that can call the hit and run on their own in the batter's box. Fletch said 3 or 4 times he's called for it himself. Intriguing.
Joe Maddon is all about letting his players be creative, whether they're pitchers on the mound.
That's cool, right?
Yes, definitely. That's a lot of trust. And that's the communication you have, before games, after the games, in the dugout. The trust in your players to have that type of contact made and be able to put it on, because when you have a guy like Fletcher, you have a guy like Gosselin, there's going to be some contact made.
1-1 the count.
A lot of times, guys, the players have a better sense of what they're seeing and why they will put it on. Orlando Cabrera was excellent with Mike Scioscia doing the same thing, he and Sean Figgins. And in St. Louis, coming into the Angels, Albert Pujols put a lot of run-in hits and hit-and-runs with Tony La Russa over as a Cardinal, too. And he loved it. So it doesn't just apply to the contact guys. I mean, power guys sometimes would have the ability to see that guy gone.
Here's a great count now, 2-1 count with 1 out. If there's ever been a time or a count you love to see action, it's a 2-1 count.
Remember, there's a difference with run and hit or hit and run. One where you don't have to swing and one where you have to.
Runner goes. Gosselin did swing and he pops it foul.
In fact, I asked Mike Scioscia many times, hit and run or run and hit. In half and half, it was run and hit. In other words, he wanted the guy to try to steal the base, but he did not take away the bat from the batter, saying, if you like it, gets a good jump, I want you to swing.
Jared stayed put that time.
That's a pretty good job of staying alive when you're batting. 90-mile-an-hour slider.
Gosselin's been at it a long time, folks. 32-year 5th-round pick in 2010, so 11 years ago.
Also, Darren, how do you put it on? Well, you and the runner have something that you go to in your uniform, bat, cleats, or you step, where he knows it's on. I have to go.
We'll do it again.
Good battle here. Gosselin against the right-hander. Pitcher who throws a firm fastball.
Catcher's mitt. Severino angry with himself that he couldn't hold on. Not a breakdown in skill. He knows that. There's luck on a foul tip catching it.
It's like, oh, I thought I had that one. That's one of those reactions too. You go, uh-oh, I hope that next pitch isn't one right in his wheelhouse and Gosselin does damage when I thought I had a chance to catch that one and get the second out.
Tall right-hander Tyler Wells. Fastball, strike 3. He made an excellent pitch.
Yeah, you talk about painting the fastball. After a lot of fastballs at the upper third, right at the knees at 96. On top, between Scott and Wells here. There's some power arms out of the bullpen for Baltimore.
Max Singleton scored. Max Singleton drove in a run. Also grounded out. Skies that one left side. Couple of outfielders for the O's come together, and it's Hayes that makes the play through 7, tied at 7.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have a
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
The All-Star Game is heading to Colorado, and we're celebrating today's biggest stars, along with the stars of tomorrow.
Get ready for the show.
Coverage begins Sunday, July 11th on MLB Network.
We've enjoyed this ballpark from our open out at the Gooby Beach until now. It is sparkling tonight, isn't it, folks? Our T-Mobile coverage cam of the Big A. Wish you were here. We know you will be here at some point throughout this holiday weekend. Luis Rengifo is the new right fielder.
The Taylor Ward over in left field, looks like.
Yes, sir. So Mike Myers, 55 strikeouts in 38 2/3 innings. Matter of fact, he struck out 57% of right-handed batters. He's facing a lefty now in his last 6 appearances. He has just been blowing hitters away as that one is inside. 1-0 the count. Leyba back to the left side, the switch hitter. He homered from this side of the plate against Griffin Canning. He picked on a breaking ball. He loved it.
Yeah, that was a slow curveball from Griffin.
Mike has been scored upon in his last 2 outings. The good news is they have both been victories for the team. You can move past those a little more quickly. Three and 1 the count. The Ole Miss alum, the hard-throwing right-hander, in his last 15 2/3 innings has walked only 4 and struck out 22.
But for some reason has really struggled here at home.
That's a leadoff walk, and that'll start the struggling. Don't forget the MLB Ballpark app. It completes your visit to the Big A. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and a whole lot more. Go ahead and download the MLB Ballpark app and do it today. Ramon Urias is 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a fly out. 1-0 the count.
Really the control at home. Is it ERA at home this year? 7.17.
That's crazy.
It's 8 walks and 21 in the third. It's a quick visit now for Max Stassi to say to get back on track.
Folks, Scooby's onto something. I want to take it a little further because when your home ERA is 7.17 and your road ERA is 1.04, that's dramatic.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of home runs too at home. It's surprising with his stuff.
Runner goes, fouled off. Yikes. That got Todd at home plate.
It's a cutter that stayed up. Oh, right off the bicep.
That hurt bad. You could read his lips. That hurt bad, he told Max. Telling his colleagues, I'm going to take it to the finish line. Please, please have a bag of ice for my arm. We can't blame it on numbers now. Come on.
Baltimore had a hit and run on very similar what the Angels tried in the bottom of the 7th. Very important for Mike Myers is to hold the baseball and get in the stretch position.
Breaking ball, line drive left field. He did hold for quite a while, exactly what you were saying, but then when the pitch came home, Urias was ready for that bender.
It goes back to those numbers at home. You just start to have negative thoughts when you get in the mound here at home, and that's another breaking ball or cutter that stays right at the heart of the plate. Looks like definitely a bunt scenario.
Walsh 3 steps onto the grass to first base side. Rendon nearly there on the third base side. Here they come. That one misses outside. 1-0 to Pat Valleca.
No sacrifices yet this year.
Pops that one up. Max goes and gets it. Big first out.
And it looks like Joe's going to go down in the bullpen, not going to mess around, bringing Iglesias in after 3 batter space for Mike Myers. Just turn that bat the wrong way. You want to keep that bat flat. Valleca unable to do it. Big out though.
Just going for the win. He's bringing his closer in with 1 out in the 8th inning in a tie game. Here he comes.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Pardon the interruption to your scheduled content. I've been asked to apologize for changing the game. Apparently, I've been breaking the unwritten rules of baseball. I'm sorry if things got too exciting, and this isn't the game that you remember. But here's the thing. We're never going back.
Rated E for everyone.
Have bat, do damage. Trey Mancini, extension, big part of the ballpark. Homer. Leyba, shocking, struggling, breaking ball, gone. Iglesias started to pound back for this team with a 2-run homer, but this man is why people swipe their credit cards and buy tickets. Shohei Ohtani, not 1, but 2, and 30 on the season. The long ball tonight, and again, a unique and a fun move. Joe Madden never shies away from what would be a non-traditional move. It's a tie game. In this tie game, he's putting his closer into this mix with 1 out, looking to get him to get 5 outs, and hopefully along the way his team scores in the bottom of the 8th inning. So we'll see. He's got Cedric Mullins to start. They've held him in check. 0 for 4, reached on a fielder's choice and scored. He hasn't had many quiet games this year. Leads the American League with 99 hits.
Starts him off with a great changeup. How about that pitch?
It's not just hits, but there's damage being done. Runs above replacement. This man is right there near the top of the league. He's one of the most successful outfielders, Cedric Mullins, and for him, he knows he didn't come from out of nowhere, but for the rest of us, he did.
That was a pretty good changeup. Not where you catch it, it's where it crosses the front of the plate, and that was in the strike zone. Mullins is only grounded into 1 double play.
Voice Cedric Mullins. He flies. That's why there's so few double plays.
A little bit late on that one after 2 changeups.
Really finding himself, Mullins, in his age 26 season. Buried it in. What an effective pitch that was.
That's a great sequence against a very good hitter. Changeup, changeup, fastball, fastball. That one on the hands, popped him up. Good target set, target hit, big out. Got to make sure you're concentrating through this inning. Baltimore so good with 2 outs.
Last 5 1/3 innings for this right-hander. He has struck out 11 and is not allowed a hit. Floated a slider in there for strike 1 to Austin Hayes.
You see, he's telling himself he got to get on top of that baseball a little bit better. Good to be able to make that adjustment mentally to see if he's able to follow through with that on the next pitch for Iglesias. But he's a smart pitcher with 3 out pitches.
No batting gloves, classic as he chokes up on the bat. Yeah, he got away with that first one, and he knows it. Infield to pull, outfield plays him the other way.
That's a pretty good adjustment with it. Just missed it.
He's with a pair of hits, now has a 9-game hitting streak. And in that 9-game hitting streak, that's 14 hits he has. Pops that one up. Rengifo heading over to the line. He's got it.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he go home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
It's 6'8" right-hander Tyler Wells wrapping up his warm-up tosses. He'll deal with the man who has been committed to driving it out tonight. Big aggressive swings, and this one in the second paid off. Iglesias with his 7th home run of the year. He's also been hit by a pitch, hit by a changeup. So he's been on twice.
Yeah, the O's know that power. He had 17 doubles last year for the O's, hitting over 370.
They know it. The fastball is the pitch you want to attack him with. The breaking ball is the one that he wants to attack. Since the start of last year, he hits .329 against breaking balls.
He's amongst the leaders this year with hits versus breaking balls. Between Fletcher, Iglesias, and Walsh, all outstanding numbers versus non-fastballs.
7 our score. Teams with that crooked number as that one is flied into very shallow center.
What is it about that number 7? Last time out, it's giving up 7 runs in the first and scoring 7 in the 9th to win.
The good news when you come home is you only need 1 if you're tied at 7. There's no more fun feeling at home. I mean, walk-offs are great, don't get me wrong. I for sure will call for one if in fact we don't see the Angels score here, but it's always fun to put the hammer down the bottom of the 8th and know that closer's going out to end the game. Such a like you give up, and if you're in that first base dugout, Gooby, you can speak to this. If you're in that first base dugout, you give up a run this inning, that's deflating.
Yeah, definitely.
Closer's coming back out. On the flip-flop, folks, you put a 0 up here, it's inflating. Off the end of the bat.
Go back to our Hyundai key for the game tonight. Let it flow. We've seen some pretty good swings for the Angels with 3 home runs. Shohei Ohtani with 2. Iglesias with a home run. Some good swings with runners in scoring position. Next, Stassi with Fletcher. Let it flow here. See if he can drive one, get into scoring position for David Fletcher. Juan Lagares can get a hold of one.
Strike 1. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. His spot due up in a couple of spots. Fletcher's on deck. Ohtani stands behind that in the hole. Struck out, grounded out, lined out. Tried to sneak it through. Baleka recovers. What a scoop by Mountcastle. To the 9th we go. We are tied at 7.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Pardon the interruption to your scheduled content. I've been asked to apologize for changing the game. Apparently, I've been breaking the unwritten rules of baseball. I'm sorry if things got too exciting, and this isn't the game that you remember. But here's the thing. We're never going back.
Rated E for everyone.
Simple thing, put a 0 on the board. That's the responsibility for the closer, brought in a tie ball game to get 5 outs for Joe Madden and the Angels. It's Trey Mancini, it's Ryan Mountcastle, and it's Anthony Santander, so it's not going to be easy.
As a closer, you're used to these scenarios when you're facing the very best. pretty much every night. Little drop down slider. Slider, the conventional arm release point. Then he drops down on a slider.
So opponents have a miss rate of 35% against Iglesias on pitches in the strike zone.
That's impressive. I mean, that's incredible.
In the strike zone. That, by the way, is best in the game.
I was going to say,
amongst relievers.
Your
that's
goal
best
always
in the
to get hitters to swing at pitches that are non-strikes. He's getting swing and misses with strikes in his zone.
That one runs out of the zone. So he used that lower arm angle, but not for the breaking ball that time.
He ran that one up and in.
That was like an explosive C-shake fastball with more hair on it.
Huh. Couple sliders, then bam, 98.
And as we work here in the heart of the order, the last 3 seasons, this is where he has been most effective. There's a miss in the zone.
And you knew Mountcastle was going to be swinging first pitch. He's got good numbers. First pitch, he was ready for a fastball, but got a slider.
And misses, Gooby, all of them within the strike zone.
So slider, fastball, slider, 3 pitches. This one on top, and that spin is phenomenal on his slider. Yes. He'll start every hitter off this inning with a first pitch slider in the strike zone.
Lefties whiff at a rate of 43% against him this year. That's second best in the game amongst relievers.
Well, he likes his changeup 0-2 to lefty, so make sure to keep that one down off the plate.
Eight strikes with 5 swings and misses. 1 pitch is missed.
He's going high fastball.
Lifted center field. Tracking. Lagares to the wall. He's got room. Oh, baby. Oh, I'd smile too, because the outfield made that play and because that man is due up when we come back. Fletch leads it off. Shohei bats second.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's
field,
watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Get closer to the action.
You gotta be kidding me.
Closer to the big blast.
Way, way, way out of here.
Closer to the great grabs.
Took a home run away. Closer to the jaw-dropping plays.
Unbelievable.
With more highlights.
He struck him out.
More analysis. That's a big uplifting play for a pitcher.
And more live look-ins.
Wow!
Nobody gets you closer to the game.
Every night.
Only on MLB Network.
Angels are still out there working. David Fletcher leads it off. Ohtani waits on deck.
Would you be shocked at all if they didn't pitch to Shohei under any circumstances?
He's your winning run, but no. It'll be fun. Look, whatever they decide, it's going to be fun to watch.
Yes.
That man's got a decision to make. First, he's got to get Fletch. Hitting streak at 16 games. Singleton scored in the 4th, drove in a run. Fletch off the end of the bat. Let's watch the matchup, see what happens. And let's listen.
I guess that's our answer.
Crowd came out of their seats. They were ready for a long-standing ovation. Paul Fry is the left-hander. It's Fry against Ohtani. Stay tuned.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Pardon the interruption to your scheduled content. I've been asked to apologize for changing the game. Apparently, I've been breaking the unwritten rules of baseball. I'm sorry if things got too exciting, and this isn't the game that you remember. But here's the thing. We're never going back.
Rated E for everyone.
To rewrite history, Angels history, baseball history, the 3rd player in Major League Baseball history with 30 or more homers, 10 or more steals, Sosa and Pujols. He's the only player in American League history to head into the break with 30 and 10. These are the first 2 tonight, Gooby.
Crushed it, fastball up. And his fastball running away. He lines out to left field.
Paul Fry, the pitcher. 31 very effective appearances and a lot of strikeouts. One and 0 the count to Ohtani.
Yeah, not an overpowering fastball, but some movement to it for Fry. 89-95. You see his slider, also throw a changeup.
Two and 0 the count to Shohei.
If he brings that fastball down just a little bit, watch out.
Big swing, and it trickles foul. 2-1.
Well, Severino's in the right-handed batter's box, setting up for a pitch. Because he knows the power he has to left field, so you can't even hit the outside corner if he's looking out there.
Should they nibble around him, he still represents the winning run with a walk as the fastest man in an Angels uniform. Ohtani is on.
That's it. How about a catcher on a pitch like that? Usually will keep the glove there, try to get the strike. He's like, okay, I'm good. And he's set up so far off the plate. He wants to make sure if he misses, look how far he is set up, Severino. He is way off the plate. And he's like, okay, that's a ball. I'm all right with the walk.
Lefties hitting 190 against Fry. Righty's not much better at 221, but you go to the bullpen to bring in a lefty to essentially walk Ohtani. Now that lefty's got to face a righty, although you do have Walsh. There is strategy involved, but boy, you're taking a chance with this man who's really starting to heat up.
And you look at the defense set up by Baltimore, it's almost as if they're protecting a one-run lead. They are playing extremely deep. Even with Ohtani's speed, it's not going to be easy to score on a double. They are playing way back against Anthony Rendon.
Outside. Fry making his major league debut and pitching for Baltimore since 2018. In that time, only 11 total stolen base attempts against him, but 8 have been successful.
So you're going basically on first move.
Yet Shohei heading back to the bag that time. It's a strike.
Yeah, you're just basically, if you're Shohei, you're just guessing and going on first movement. But I think when you have Rendon at the dish, known for being a doubles machine, you let him try to score you from first.
Shohei takes off. Swung through, throw down, stolen base Ohtani. That's 12.
Tying a career high for Ohtani. So in a game he's hit 2 home runs. They're saying no. They're bringing him back to first to the swing, distracted to throw.
So Titchener comes out from behind home plate, negates that stolen base.
On the follow through, hit the helmet.
It's the right call.
Yep.
100%.
Even though it's accidental, it's the right call.
Yeah, 100%. Anthony does have that big follow through on occasion. So 1-2 the count. Boy, you really want to shock him. Just do it again right now.
Take a line drive to right center field here and watch him run around the bases.
Agreed. And he's used the right side tonight twice. It's wide open for him. That's strike 3.
And backdoor breaking ball, a lot of the plate.
Has not allowed a home run this year. Paul Fry. Shohei's gone again. Throw down. He swiped that one. He got tagged up by the face, didn't he? He's in there.
Okay, so now that ties his career high. 12 stolen base in scoring position. Walsh, huge jump. How fast he is. Trying to knock him off the base.
I think Shohei had to deal with not only a face tag, but a little swipe at the knee, then up accidentally.
The gentleman.
There's your winning run. Elite speed.
And now the outfielders are in now. Or closer in, I should say, not deep like they were against Anthony Rendon to take away his single.
Walsh brings it into right field. Here comes Shohei. The throw to the plate, the slide. The Angels win. The Angels win. They're going to take a look.
Shohei with that elite speed. Did he get the foot down?
Yep.
Yes. Yes, he did. I'm calling it.
Wait till they pop this up on the scoreboard. That is the ball game.
His new nickname is Walk-Off Walsh. Elite speed. That's the only reason why the Angels win this game, with that speed of Shohei Ohtani, because that ball was rocketed by Walshy. Stolen base.
Oh, baby, that's close, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Woo! Incredible.
What a game, what a game, what a game. Wow. Elite speed to go along with power. Incredible. Shohei Ohtani Walsh walking it off again.
Crowd chanting MVP down below. MVP they're chanting. And it all happened because of the patience of Ohtani, who homered twice tonight. Jose is standing by with Shohei and Ippei. Guys, take it away.
Thanks, Darren. Well, first of all, this team coming back again for Shohei Ohtani. What does he see in this team being able to do those comebacks like they did in New York and now tonight?
前回の試合も今日もすごい逆転劇だったんですけど、その原動力となっているのは何でしょうか。
前回はね、僕が打たれてしまったので、みんなが取り返してくれて、今日は何度か自分が取り返したいなという気持ちで行きました。
Obviously, I had a rough one when I started in New York, and my guys picked me up. They all had my back, and today I was able to contribute in the win, so it's huge for the team.
What has contributed the most to this successful run you've had with the home runs?
ホームラン量産体制に入ってますけど、その秘訣は何でしょうか。
今日は、ね、すごいいっぱいファンの人が帰ってもらって、すごい気分よく打席に入れたので、そのおかげかなと思います。
Yeah, seeing all these fans, there's a lot of fans today, so that gave me a lot of energy, and that definitely helped.
And Shohei, to see the label All-Star next to your name now as a big leaguer, what does it mean to you?
大リーグのオールスター初選出、自分の名前の隣にオールスターっていうの文字を見てどう思いますか。
やっぱ特別な選手の、証というか、すごい興奮してますし、本当に多くの人に投票してもらって、感謝してます。
Yeah, obviously, it's a special thing to be an all-star. That was one of the things I really wanted to do, and I just want to thank everyone that voted for me to get me there. I really appreciate all the support.
Thank you very much. Arigato, matane.
ありがとうございました。
Shohei Ohtani, I mean, what a run. Unbelievable what this guy is able to do on a daily basis. Getting the Angels going, he's got the power, he's got the legs, he's got the stolen base, and he has the ability to, make it home safely. A winner for the Angels, thanks to Jared Walsh getting in Shohei Ohtani. We're going to break it all down. It's going to be fun. Alex Curry is more than ready. So is Gooby, so is Darren, and yours truly. And the Angels playing some good baseball right now. Comeback's been allowed. Yes, team effort all the way around. It's April against the Orioles. Stay tuned for Angels Live.